Hello, good morning. It's whatever. It's panel time. I need to just stop saying that. Hello. Hi. Hang on. There we go. Welcome. It's Saturday. Let's get the party started. I'm I'm opening it, open panel, and see how it goes. I have a little bit of stuff to do later, so I may end it and resume it again, but we'll see. I can be flexible today. Uh, I looked at the news. I didn't see much. Oh, I do have some Twitter tweets to show. A lot of them, actually. Where to begin? Well, I guess I think these are all from one tweet. It's all about privilege. Okay, I'll just read the tweets, I guess. The insidious thing about privilege theory is anyone perceived as having privilege gets the opposite of privilege. It's a life of being resented, hated, and regularly sabotaged by those who assume they deserve to be knocked down. Meanwhile, most privilege is a myth. All of this is a myth. This is mythological thinking. This is the sun comes up over the horizon. It's a god in a chariot dragging the sun. That's what their imagination comes up with as an explanation. So they see charts of disparities. That's the sun, and this is the myth that they explain it with. That's why hard science. We talk. They all acknowledge, and they're like, duh. There's a difference between hard science and soft science. Duh. That's where there's the difference. Yeah, but that difference comes with different epistemological standards too. And I hold to the standards of empiricism, which is hard science. Okay, and the tweet goes on. Anyone who buys into and gives credence to the activist concept of privilege, aka identity group privilege, is showing that they are fundamentally prejudiced and lack theory of mind. Theory of mind is the ability for you to form a picture of what the inside of the other person's like what they're like kind of like a model of their mind so that you can go off of it. And neurotypicals seem to have more or less a similar they can imagine how each other is thinking and seeing things, and it more or less lines up enough for them to be able to smoothly conduct communication. With neurodivergent people, because our thinking is so differentiated, um, the way my mind works to myself, if I try to if I work off of that to try to imagine how your mind works, there's going to be a disconnect because I'm not starting from a similar frame as you are if you're neurotypical, and it's called the double empathy problem in autism because it works both ways. The neurotypical has trouble picturing how my mind looks and thinks from the inside because how would you? It's a black box. You've never encountered this kind of mind before because it's divergent. And I have a hard time picturing how normal people's minds think and work because they're so different to mine. That's called theory of mind. So he says privilege rhetoric is lazy prejudice assumption. Oh, hang on. Where's the Oh yeah, showing that they're fundamentally prejudiced and lack theory of mind. So if it's people telling you what your reality is, if somebody's that's not you insisting how your mind works, they're showing a poor understanding of your theory of mind. If you're told the kind of person who tells people you don't know that they are wait, if you're the kind of person who tells people start over. If you're I had 5 hours of sleep, y'all. If you're the kind of person who tells people you don't know that they are privileged and you say things like check your privilege, then you, my friend, are dog shit. You don't know other people's lives. You don't know what they go through. Who the fuck do you think you are? All right, there's my tweets. Not my tweets, but that came from a guy named David Cray. Oh, um, I'm also thinking about the. Hey, Winston, what's up? Hey, Origins. Oh, okay. Well, welcome. There should be seat belts on the seats. Feel free to use them if things get too rough. Sometimes they do around here. But yeah, welcome to all the new people. I was just going over some tweets and sharing some thoughts on life, which mostly means life in the panel verse. Um, but this, I took that philosophy test like a month or so ago on here, and one of the things it told you was your epistemological orientation, and mine was correspondent truth, meaning I orient to how much things correspond to an observed reality. So you give me information and I match it up against reality and I see how much does it match what I can observe about reality. I think there must be another epistemological orientation which is oriented toward I think this is the old the school of Athens, Raphael, Plato, Aristotle, where Plato's pointing upward toward the forms and the abstract and the conceptual, and Plato's pointing outward toward the world that we can see and observe. And in his theory, the forms were immanent in reality, which is also my view. And so I think people whose standard of epistemology or knowledge, or reality even, um, is data or math or something abstract. Jack said it very eloquently last night. He said that for me, a study is just one data point in like the sea of my experience, the whole totality of my experience, and that's correct from my point of view. And for him, somebody's individual experience is just one data point of a larger study that's looking at and drawing conclusions from a wide collection of individual data points. And they're probably both valid. It's the vase in two faces. But just like with Plato and Aristotle, I don't know how you have a conversation. It reminds me of talking to Christians. I learned I talked to a lot of Christians growing up, mainly because I grew up in a Christian area, but they would come to me wanting to have conversations. Not always because of the gay thing, but often that was the catalyst for it. And so I got into a lot of conversations with Christians about sin and hell and God and the afterlife. And after a while, very quickly, I realized that we're just working off of two different realities. There's no point in even trying to have in-depth conversations. And so I learned to just kind of recognize when it was because some Christians could talk the philosophical part, and so there could be this reciprocal dialogue. But a lot of them, if they were working off of completely different priors that I just didn't even weren't able to even factor into mine, not only was there an epistemological divide, there was a communication divide. Like two people from different countries don't even speak the same language. And so I learned to recognize very early when the conversation hit that kind of epistemological wall. And I would just talk about something else. Like we didn't have to sit here and beat our heads against this wall if it wasn't going to be productive. And I think this is another one of those things that I'm starting to recognize. I do that with conspiracy theorists too. When they start telling me the snake people living under the Pope's temple or whatever, I'm like, okay, this is like talking with Christians. And I get that about the woke, with the systemic racism and the white privilege and the patriarchy. At some point, I realized that this is a myth. I'm dealing. These are people that are. They're speaking from within a structure of stories that I don't share. And I did a stream many months ago. I did this series kind of on this essay by this Canadian literary critic named Northrop Frye that's been very influential on me. And he talks about, and this appears in other versions, including the Platonic Aristotelian version that I just referenced. But the divide between two types of thinking. You have and one has historical precedence over the other. So, like the second type is a development from the first type, but the first type is the mythological type, where it's story based and it's a set of stories about how the world works and the things that are important to a group of people that keep them together. And at some point, this second type of stories develop about, and they're stories about the world as it is. And you see it in Greece where they began, like with the Ionian nature philosophers, where they begin to discard mythological explanations in an attempt to tell different stories about why they observe what they observe. And we get the beginning of naturalism, empiricism, rationalism, and there's a second type of stories that build up around that, and a second type of social values. And it's less about holding a group together, and it's more about understanding reality and the freedom to do so and the freedom to act on that understanding. And you kind of get the scientific, rational, liberal. The epistemological orientation would be scientific and rational, and the social values that grow around that are the liberal ones of like free and open inquiry, free speech, the ability to share observations and compare, etc. And so, the talking with Christians, it seems like they're coming from that mythological way. It's kind of a and there's closed and open myths, and over time, myths kind of close off and form a stable body of stories where there's like an inside and an outside, and that's what Christians seem to be like growing up. And then that's what the woke seem like now. They seem to have closed off into this shared myth that doesn't correspond to the reality that I observe, but that holds them together as a group and gives them meaning and a narrative for them to make sense of their world and for them to fit facts into. But I just think it's myth. I don't think it's the second type. And you see it because the second type ultimately culminates in hard science, at least today. In 2024, the modern West, that's kind of the epistemological state of that, current state of that second type of thinking. So they can't push it all the way to hard science, which tells me there's still some kind of residue of myth attached to it, and thus my skepticism. Anyway, I guess that's all that I have to say. I didn't mean to do a monologue. I do have the link up. It is open panel, so feel free to come and shut me up or continue the conversation. Let me see what Winston's saying here. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you. Thank you. This helps because I do feel like this happened on a stream a few months ago, and I made a video about it. And it was a member of the community that was kind of a established part of this community. And on a stream one day, this person started telling me that something that just happened on the stream didn't happen, or didn't happen the way I was saying it happened. And like several of us could clearly see that yes, it did. And this person and a few other people were insisting, no, it didn't. And it kind of created this split reality where some people saw one thing and some people saw another. And gaslighting is when somebody tries to insist what your reality is, like tries to tell you what your reality is, or override your reality with theirs. And that's clearly what was. It put it this way: if this wasn't gaslighting, it's a new form of something that I don't know what it is that looks very, very similar to gaslighting. And so when I'm attempting to make a good faith attempt to share information, whether it's personal anecdote, experience, data, something I read on social media, which I could usually provide the source for, and that's called into question, it feels like gaslight. It feels like somebody's telling me I don't know my reality as well as they do. I'm mistaken about my reality, and they have the data or the authoritative epistemological means to correct my reality. And I go into that mode of I'm being gaslit. My reality is under my own personal account of my experience is under attack, and it sends me into that like limbic mode of having to defend my reality. And I've dated a lot of narcissists, or I've had a lot of narcissists in my life, psychopaths, sociopaths, abusive types, cluster B, dark triad, all that stuff. This is a common tactic that you see in that population. So when I see it in ordinary people, my red flags go up. Whether that's what's happening in their case, it's close enough to what these other types do that my primitive defenses kick in. All right, let me see some more. Um, Most people judge Carl. Well, I think Carl Jung today goes by the name of Jordan Peterson, and yes, they do judge him. Yes, thank you. I've read it. Winston, you are kicking it. I don't know who you are, but I love you. Um, yes, yes. I use them interchangeably. I tend to use archetypes today because most people don't know what Platonic forms are, so it's easier to say archetype. Um, I think that comes from a few things. Like it culturally. The Cajun people are very. We love bringing people together and including people, and our gatherings and our parties or everything is anybody that wants to show up. So bring a friend, tell their friend to bring friends. If there's somebody in the community that doesn't have something to do, tell them they have this thing going on. That's how we are. Go find the people, bring them together, and let's have a good time. So some of it is just probably nurture. But then I have this natural curiosity about people. I always have. I'm a people geek, and every time I'm around people, I just have to. They fascinate me, and I have to know everything about them. So some of it could come from my own peculiar quirks. Yes, I've talked about moral foundation theory, and I've taken the test live, and I've gone over the results. I'm very big on moral foundation or EvoPsych. Yes, yes. It's fairness and I forgot what's paired with fairness, and then there's also the safety harm axis, which is higher on the liberal side. But the fairness thing, they're theorizing that there's a version of it on the Republican side called proportionality, and so the fairness shows up on the liberal side as equality or equity. But on the Republican side, they have their own version of fairness, which are people should be rewarded in proportion to what they've earned through merit. And so it's kind of two different versions of fairness rather than one prioritizing fairness over the other. Dude, Northrop Frye, Fearful Symmetry. This was his first book, the study of William Blake. I have been trying to do a book club on this forever. I wanted to do a live stream series where I go through this book. It's all about William Blake and the archetypes. And but I was worried about copy. Like, how much can you read of a book before you're stealing the book? Even though he did. My Satanism is romantic Satanism. It comes from William Blake, the Romantics, John Milton. See, Not Laws is giving us an example here. I'm glad you're providing this of telling me what my world is. I didn't say this to him at all, but he's telling me what my world is about. No, the CRT stuff is related to race specifically, but because of intersectionality, men end up coming into it. And Don't take my word for it. You can go and look at that document from Washington State with the seal of the state of Washington on it from their Office of Financial Management, and you can see themselves tie it into the patriarchy. White supremacy, white dominant culture, privilege, and patriarchy are all brought together in this document. I went over it on that stream. I think you were there. Oh, yeah, thanks, Winston. I'm really bad at self-promotion. I just assume my content will speak for itself and intrinsic motivation will take care of the rest. Yeah, it varies with the individual for sure. And like my the liberal project, at least in my day, was to try to increase that awareness as much as possible where you can in each person. Yeah, let me put the website because they have a test. There's a link to a test you could take to kind of get a sense of your own moral foundations. It's called Moral Foundations Theory. Here's the website for that. And then I think the test is called mymorals.org or something. Yourmorals.org. Hang on. Here we go. And so here you can take the test yourself. It's on a separate website. Winston, I have been trying since COVID to get book clubs off. And this is what happens. First of all, several things happen. The new generation tells me they're too nerdy. Nobody does book clubs. That's too nerdy of a thing. So I'm not going to get a lot of people interested in book clubs in 2024. The other thing that happens is I get a few people that are interested, but then the commitment drops off. The interest drops off. So we might get through a few chapters, but it doesn't. The longevity is not there. The interest level is just not there. But I would like I'd be willing to do a live book club where we or an essay club where we read an essay maybe once a week and then we get together live to discuss it. All right, let me think about this, not loss. When I say something offensive, because I don't like just like the color is not in the world, it's added in by your brain. The offense is added in by that person. When it leaves my brain, unless I intended to offend, and if I'm intending to offend you, there's a reason for it, and it's not illegal to be offended or to offend people. So I have no problem with me intentionally offending somebody. If I'm intentionally offending you, it's because I'm wanting to intentionally offend you, and I don't apologize for it. There's a reason I'm trying to do it, and I can do it. So it's rare that I intentionally go out of my way to offend somebody. So if somebody's offended by something I say, somebody made a comment the other day of what, like using the word spurg. If they're offended by that, that's their problem. I'm not intentionally trying to offend a single person by using the word. I'm not using it in a hurtful way in my mind. It's in a playful way. I like the word. It's a fun word. As an autistic person, it gives me something that I can resonate with that I can apply to myself in a very kind of playful, creative way that empowers instead of stigmatizes. So I like the word a lot, and I use it all the time. It's very common up here. We love it. But if somebody else is, and same with the word fag. I identify as a faggot. That's my pronouns. Some people may hyperventilate when they hear the word. That's their problem. I don't feel any obligation of anything. So you're saying that when the same thing happens to me, people call me shit all the time. Again, like I think this generation lost its ability that we had to just let things roll. Like there's so many things that I can just let roll before they rise to the threshold of a fight. But you're saying that when somebody says something, all right, I guess this is what I'm trying to understand in your comment. Is telling someone they're wrong the same thing as offense? Are these the same categories? Saying something that somebody interprets in a way that they take offense to, is that the same thing as being told that you're wrong? That your reality is that you're living in a false reality? To me, they're different things. So the reaction I'm having to one can't be compared to the reaction somebody else might be having to the other. Oh, cool. Oh, is there a debate today? Oh, the yes. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, that's what I wanted to, because when the campaign started, we watched the Republican convention, we watched some of his speeches. I think either we watched the Biden debate on here or on somebody else's panel, but we did that for a while, and it was cool and okay. But what I would rather do is what you just described, like let everybody else watch it where they want to, and provide the little sanctuary for people that just want to maybe talk about it but not have it the full feature. Yes, absolutely, I will do this. Let me see when the debate is. I'm going to put it on my calendar. Why wouldn't they just like? Why do you have to search and dig to find when the debate is? Why wouldn't it just be like readily visible? Tuesday nights, Tuesday presidential debate. Okay, why wouldn't you put the time? 9 p.m. Eastern. Okay, all the way at the bottom of the article. Great. That's this Tuesday, 9 p.m. That's okay. All right. And it'll probably go for like a bunch of hours. All right. I got it on my calendar. We will do something that night parallel to the debate that could tie into the debate. Hey, Sean. Hey, girl. How you doing today? What's the tea? Being told you're wrong. Not to me. Not to me. It's not. So again, that's your in yours to you it is, but to me it's not, because these are both subjective. Offense is subjective. Well, being told you're wrong actually is not, because there's like a an epistemological element to it too. Somebody's reality is. I mean, you could have both people living in false realities, but when you're accusing somebody of living in a false reality, you're implying that they're living, that you yourself are living in a true reality, and you can correct their false reality. So it's there's like more implied in being told you're wrong. There's a corrective element and a power differential where the other person's presuming an expertise of authority over yours. At least that's how it reads to me emotionally when I'm on the receiving end of it. I'm a little skeptical of that, but I won't challenge it. Yep. And I could already tell you, like, there'll be plenty of people. This guy here, Midbro Life Logic, Barnabas, one of the greatest shows on YouTube, one of my best friends, closest. We might even be dating. We're not even sure. So this could be nepotism a little bit, but I think that you will really enjoy his channel. Why isn't it coming up? Midlife. Yeah, okay, here it is. He will definitely be doing something, I'm sure, because he does a lot of political coverage. A community reminder time. What is that? That reminds me, I have to go tweak some settings. Um, I don't know about the community timer thing. I know like the individual notifications people can set. The little bell up in the corner. Let's see. Oh, forgot one more thing. You're the Canadian dude. I'll talk sit up there talking about I'm taking offense. You don't hear me whining about offense. Oh, thank you, Daddy. Oh, I did. I did it last night too when you weren't around. It's a bad habit. I'm gonna have to unlearn. It's like the pronouns. I'm doing the work. Um, yes, this is exactly. I'm more motivated to call you by your correct name than I am to call someone by some arbitrary pronoun. But if this is what the pronoun people are experiencing, like trying to get pronouns right, I kind of have a little window now into their psychology. Actually, I was working as part of this program with kids at one of my jobs, and this lady I was working with, kept calling this one kid by the wrong name to his face, and it irritated me. And one day in front of the kids, she did it, and I told her, I said, "That's not his name. His name is blank." And she said, "So and so blank. What difference does it make?" Real sarcastic in front of the kid. And I lost it, and I went off on this lady. I said, "It makes a lot of difference because that's his name, and he deserves to be called by his accurate name." And she looked at me, and in front of the kids, she reached over and she slugged me, like in the arm. She just punched me, and I mean, that was it. The wigs were off from that point. But that's how important of a stand I took for somebody being called their right name, that I got assaulted by this coworker over it. So I am not living by my own values that I stood up for to even a physical level. When I call you that the name that I used to call you, that I'm going to try very hard not to call you anymore. So I want to give you my heartfelt apology. I want to say that I was wrong for doing it. I feel bad for it. I'm going to make every effort to call you by what you want to be called. And I really should learn to switch to Barnes or Barnabas because that's going to be a lot easier anyway. Part of the reason I shortened your name in the first place, it was because it was, you ready for it? Because it was such a mouthful. All right. What it nah it we weren't teachers at the time, but it was a part of a program through the school or in partner with the school or something like that. Um, oh yeah, but this let me see this community reminder thing. Oh, hang on, I'm trying to do a bunch of stuff at once. Community reminder. I'll be okay. I will look into this. Thank you very much. All right. Well, if we don't get a panel now, I can certainly try again later. Although I am within my window, YouTube gave me like a chart of when most of your viewers are watching, and about this time of the day was like my hot zone, and on weekends particularly, that window was at its maximum. So I'm sitting right in the sweet spot right now. But the spots outside the sweet spot were not that different from what. So really, I could pretty much stream it any time. Mid bro, you want to? Oh shit! All right, all right. I'm willing to name your price, dude. What is that worth? Like, what should I cash app you for that? How much is in the curse jar? That's. I feel like I need a struggle session or some woke techniques or something. Like I this bothers me. I have guilt. I have that. It's not white guilt. It's what kind of guilt would this be? I feel bad that I keep misnaming you. Sometimes I even misgender you in a way. I plead guilty. I admit fault. I desire to make reparations for the harm and damage that I continue to cause this wonderful, awesome, innocent, amazing human being named Midlife Bro Logic, Barnabas. You don't have people to do that for you? See, I would go there and do that for you to make up for the harm. I would. I would go
I tell you, the
water
only
your porch.
that's going to cure the disrespect that you constantly give me and harm, irreparable damage, is you continue to give me subs. That's the only thing that can soothe this over. Spruik my channel, let them know, get on the pulpit, and tell them, sub to Midlife Bro Logic.
Sub to
Everything that
midlife,
you're
bro.
doing.
I will take that penance. I think that's a fair
Okay,
penance.
okay, it's starting to rain. I'm going to stay in the deck.
Okay. I'm just one person, but I'm going to continue to try to make a difference and turn this around
Appreciate
for
it.
all of you and your person.
Appreciate that.
Okay, sub to mid bro here. Oh shit! I am a walking disaster. Fuck. Just we'll talk. Just send me the bill. Send me the invoice for the curse jar.
You got to get my subs up, bro. You got to get my subs up.
All
Someone
right.
want to talk about politics, send them
I'm
my
gonna
way,
make an
brother.
extra effort today to
For sure. It's
Barnabas.
starting
Sub
to
to
rain.
Barnabas.
All right. Well, I just wanted to say hi. I got to go. I'm
I'm
working.
glad you did. Good luck on your deck. I hope it turns out well.
Appreciate it. You summoned me, and I wanted to back in your call. Great show, Jeff. You're really an amazing YouTuber. You're the man.
You're even better. I'm
No,
just
I'm not.
a,
Keep
a
up the good
lowly
fight,
penitent at this point.
bro. You get better numbers than me all the time. I just got a bunch of vertical stream subs, and they never pull up. But you,
You're the
bro.
one that switched to vertical because it was supposedly bringing all these numbers, even though everybody told you how crap it looked.
Well, I'm trying to get my subs up, bro. I'm doing whatever it takes, man. And like, bro, you are competing with Flow State at this point, bro. When you and him go live together, it's like prime time. It's like Leno versus what's that fucking guy?
It's like Donahue
Letterman.
versus Springer.
Yes, yes.
Well,
It
keep your
really is,
wagon
bro.
hitched to this star, and we'll get those numbers up.
Okay. Well, don't be mad if I play both sides of the field. That's not a gay joke, of course. I'm talking about a sub joke.
I don't think I could
Subs, I
stay
get mad
mad
at
at
you
you.
joke. Okay, good. Don't stay mad at me. I can't stand knowing that you would be mad at me. So, yeah, bro, you really elevate the game. You talk about some high level shit, and I really admire it. So keep it up. I don't know. Have a great day. I gotta get back to work though, bro. I'll be
Okay.
listening. Peace.
That was Barnabas, guys. Uh, sub him, sub all your tell your friends. You're missing he's the next Joe Rogan or the next Russian influencer. Either one, potentially. Ah. Barnabas, if you're out there, pay particular attention to this comment. Here, I'll read it for you auditorily. Vertical streaming brings in the middle school trolls on training wheels, I have observed. That is from Winston's mom. Derek, would your name happen to be Chris? I had a co-host who actually had one of his scripts made into like a horror short, and we were working on all. We were gonna read a script together. We had all kind of movie plans. We were gonna collaborate. He had stuff he was working on. So yeah, welcome. We love that here. Oh God, Ricardo, hell, I don't know. What were we talking about? Probably racism and DEI. Not laws was telling me I'm a pussy, but how not laws the snowflake, the Canadian snowflake was telling me how much of a pussy I was. When people tell me my reality is wrong. It's not so much that it's wrong. Like people have opinions about my reality all the time. It's about my own reality. Like when I'm telling what happened to me, and they try to call that into the doubt, or act like I don't know what I'm talking about, or act like I don't have the full context and understanding that they do from a distance, with the wisdom of that time and experience brings. So they look back on our generation and they look back on the past, including my past, because I'm part of the past now. I'm antique. And they have these graphs and studies and charts and data. And they see all this like look how racist all these people were, and sexist and homophobic and misogynistic, because they haven't experienced real racism and real homophobia. We were closer to all of that than anything they've experienced. They've seen people make memes to each other on Tumblr, and they think that's homophobia and racism. They don't have the real. It's all like abstract data and narrative to them. No, oddly enough, Ricardo, he is not. He sits there and snipes and carps from the chat, which is a perfectly valid way of engaging. I love my chatters. But I was saying that I think I'm going to let it go to the hour mark, and then if we don't get a panel going, um, I will go get my stuff done, and then come back and fire up another one. And we can try again. This is a very flexible space. I just provide it when I can for whatever purpose. It could be purposed for whatever's needed at the time. And ultimately, it's going to be a persistent space somehow. Like I'm going to find a way to just have it always be something people can drop in on. And we did that during COVID with Zoom. We had a little team that kept a Zoom going. We had to every 30 hours Zoom automatically ends you and you have to restart. And we hit our 30 hours many times. And so we kept it going, and there was always a place to drop in. And this was during COVID, where like everybody was on lockdown. Some people were isolated, they didn't have anybody to talk to. People were stressed out, so it was kind of like a little peer support Zoom for people during COVID, and it was cool. And the thing I liked about it that I don't know how to do on StreamYard was we had the breakout rooms, so people could drop in to like the main lobby, and then the breakout rooms had particular interests or activities or styles of conversation. Like we could have a drama room, we could have a chill out room with safe conversation where it's just more low key. We had people were teaching workshops and classes. We did open mic nights, all kind of stuff. One lady would come in and do art, and then she would stream it to her YouTube channel and show people how to do all these craft projects. It was the coolest little thing. Oh my god! Oh my god! This is one of the people, right, Brooke? I haven't. What is up? Shit! She was one of the people that kept it going. Wow. Yeah. We called it the back porch. We had a little web page for it and everything. And so I'd like to do a version of that where it's kind of a persistent community drop in that people have available 24 hours when they need it. And a little team of people to keep it going. So it's very doable. It's just trying to figure out how to do it with StreamYard. And it's really not that different. It's the trust level of getting the right team. This this is my full-time job now. This is where I landed. How are you? Um, wow. So she's one of my real life people from we've worked together for years here. It's so cool to see. Shelby was here last night. Good, good. Did you go to the conference? They had a mental health conference here, the annual mental health conference here in Washington State recently. Interesting. Have you met DeFreak? I think he has an interest in some paranormal. I know he has a channel he wants to do on dreams. There's paranormal people that show up. There's all types that show up here. I think ever since Art Bell, is he still doing his show? This might be the new Art Bell hangout. Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if I don't seem to get a lot of people from Facebook, so that's good to know. Facebook for me is mostly friends and family, and so I post it there, but I very rarely expect the Facebook crowd to watch. So wow, this is good to see. Well, we'll have to catch up. They just did the light rail. They extended the light rail, and so it's easier to get into Seattle now for me. Wow. Well, this made my day seeing you. Um, I'm still carrying on the same type of work that they learned us in here. This is this is awesome because I love seeing real life bleed over into the panelverse, and then I love finding ways to take the panelverse to real life people. Eventually, I wanna like play with those edges. Oh, God, okay. All right. Let me think of who it is. Mike Cerrone. Next time Mike's up here, do you ever come on panel? Um, Next time Mike Cerrone is here, you and he should talk because I think that's one of his special interests. Oh wow, it's Tatiana. For those that haven't met Tatiana, she was on stream with her boyfriend the other day, kind of in the background, um, and she was telling us all about Ukraine. She was a lovely, lovely panelist. Oh, you remember these? I used to wear them in person. I don't know if you were around for them, but when I worked at the place, um, these were a norm. I think I wore them during COVID too. I think I wore them on some of the Zooms. I know I have a picture of me in them. Oh, okay. Speaking of,
Yo, hi
welcome.
Jeff.
What's up?
Yeah, hi, good. That's my girlfriend you were talking about.
Yeah, is she with you?
Yeah, she
Hey,
is.
Tatiana.
She always likes a voice of her own. So
Uh,
Yeah. Hey,
can
Tatiana.
you turn the
oh,
volume? Can you turn the volume down on
Yes,
that, babe? We're
hello.
getting an echo.
yeah, I
Okay,
think there's an
Cool.
sorry.
echo.
Hello, people, lovely people. Hello, hello, hello.
Hi, we have a Ukrainian compatriot in the
Yeah.
house.
With me.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I introduced her to I've introduced her to YouTube panels based in lives basically. She didn't like them before. I don't think you really knew about them really. But
No,
what you saw of the ones I was watching,
I didn't.
you
But
thought
to
they
be
were all a
honest,
bunch
it's
of
like
tossers, didn't you?
in the past, like six or 7 months,
Yeah.
I have been exposed literally, to people
Both.
who are
Yeah.
not really
Good
nice.
words. Yeah.
Seriously, Jeff, you're gonna find it funny. I find it funny, but seriously,
Seriously.
I have never come across anything like this
Lowest
in
of the
my
low.
life. In my life,
Same
they're
here.
really not really nice people like that in the whole world.
Uh,
Seriously.
a lot of them are from the other side of the
Tracks.
system.
Mm.
It's a different ethos. They call it prison politics.
No, I've been to prison very briefly, but only on remand, which meant I wasn't guilty, and it was just a month and a half though, and it was in England, and it wasn't nice.
So they
It
can
was pretty
hold you
cool.
while they figure out if you're guilty or not?
Yeah, they
Wow.
can. Only if usually if you break a bail condition, like phoning
Oh.
phoning someone angrily and saying, scaring them, which is why I didn't, which is why I ended up
It's
doing.
a crime to scare people over there.
Yeah, apparently.
Damn.
So
I
maybe
don't
people
think
are
I could
too,
go to England. The minute
maybe people are too
walked
easily
off the
scared.
plane, they'd be ready with the cuffs.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You're hang on. You're open-minded, so I like people like you, Jeff, because
I try to be.
you've got manners. You're polite to most people
I
if they
scored a
deserve it,
12.
and we you're starting to grow on us anyway.
Oh.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You're up in Seattle, huh?
Yeah, Washington
Yeah.
State. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Mm.
I've never been to America personally, but I'd like to go. It's just
I have
not sure if
a
they'd let
few
me in with
times.
my criminal record.
Oh, right. That
Didn't we
came
talk
up.
about that before?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it was you.
It's only a few little things, though. Honestly, I don't think it's much. I think it's worth worrying about it.
Yeah, but
Only a few little thingies. A long
it's
time, quite a
enough
long time
for
ago.
us to not want to take that risk, I guess.
Oh, but they
Because
let all kinds
we
of
already
crazy
get charged of
Mexicans and
letting all these
shit in,
criminals
don't
into
they?
our country, so we got to put a stop to that at some point.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
This-
Well,
Uh, Ta-
I'm a friendly English guy, so I don't know. Don't know why they
yeah.
wouldn't want me.
Well, Tatiana, where in the U.S. did you visit?
Oh, so I've never been to New York, but that was a place I was invited to go and work for from JP Morgan company. But I have been to Orlando, Miami, Tampa, Washington. So yeah, quite a few. Oh my
Florida.
God,
DC.
DC, yes. It was amazing. I loved it.
Isn't it?
Absolutely loved it.
So
Yeah.
Florida was like your real life experience of America.
Yeah, well, I did
That's
see,
probably more.
that,
That's probably accurate. More accurate than Washington would be.
well,
You
yeah,
probably
I
got a good
know.
slice of America from Florida.
I had, well, I have been friends, well, because I have been working for JP Morgan for like almost 13, 14 years. So I have spoken, well, basically it is American companies. So I have spoken just about everyone in America and they're so lovely. It's so funny, Jeff.
Who were your
Seriously, great.
favorites?
Um, all of them are favorites. They all come out with all sorts of things. They're really direct and really honest. And yeah, that's why I loved it. I love it. I love my American friends. I've got, well,
Me too. I've
so,
met
I
a lot of
love my
American.
sorry.
Ukrainian friend.
I've got a lot of American friends. I've made a few American friends on the internet.
Hmm.
I could tell a few of them, but they know who they are. So
A few. I've picked up a Brit or two myself.
yeah, man. Well, we've got the same kind of language in common, so
Yeah.
But I think I'd fancy California.
Jeff, can I ask you
Maybe
something?
south.
Yeah,
I was
sure.
watching this video tonight, okay, and I found it so funny. So this English guy saying, so you 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 obviously speak English, but do you not say pavement or do you say sidewalk?
Pavement is the material that
Yeah,
black top material that roads are made of.
yeah. It's the
Or
bit
the
that goes up.
concrete that the
It's the bit that goes
material
up.
is called
The bit
pavement,
you're
but
walking.
the thing it's the structure itself we would call a sidewalk. Y'all call it pavement.
Yeah. And
The
also,
pavement.
you guys can get arrested for jaywalking,
In
which is
some in some
walking in the
well
wrong place of the road, right?
it's local. In some city like Seattle has a jaywalking law and they can give you like a
Yeah,
$250 ticket.
that's
But
crazy.
No way.
But that's if you cross against the light if you in the crosswalk. But if you
Yeah,
don't use the crosswalk and just like use the middle of the street, it's not illegal because it's not a
that's
cross. You're not crossing against the light. There's no light
uh,
in the middle of the street. So it's there's
so
all these little loopholes around it.
it's like it's being blatantly doing what you're not told to do, and flagrantly breaking the law, sort
I
of thing, isn't
jaywalked
it?
all the time. I didn't
Yeah.
even know it was a law here. I know how to cross the street. I mean, I grew up on a highway. You look both ways. If there's not a car coming,
Don't
you can
worry about it,
cross.
man.
Yeah, you literally
We're
make
all
me
Gen
laugh so much. You know, it's like, is there instructions, you know, for
We're all
people
Gen
to walk
X.
across the road?
Yeah,
We're all Gen
and they
Xers here.
regulate it with fines.
Yeah,
Oh
that's
my God.
crazy.
Oh, yeah.
You can get a fine here for dropping a cigarette butt,
Good,
you know, on the
£50,
floor
good.
yeah. But
It
in the
keeps
wrong
it
place.
keeps
$80,
trashy
yeah.
people out of your city. Good.
Mm.
But the
I think
problem is,
littering is trashy.
yeah, I know it's technically littering, but there's a lot of smoke. There are a lot of smokers here in Bournemouth, and
They
it's
don't have little. They used to
like
have like little
big seaside
ashtrays or
town.
stuff everywhere you could put
Yeah, yes,
with the
Jeff.
sand in it,
Not
or
enough,
just
not enough,
just
mate. They ain't got enough ice cream.
Jeff,
I would put it
we
out on the
do.
bottom of my shoe, and then I could throw it in a trash can.
Yeah, sometimes.
No, seriously,
Just
Jeff,
run around.
we do. But, you know, there are some, you know, some special, I call them special people, you know,
Special people.
they just, you know, they just do not follow the rules, and it's awful. Yeah, it's not nice. So,
Drunks and stuff.
yeah,
I don't
druggies
know. I
and
try
yeah,
to have respect for my environment, my
Yeah, me too.
conscientiousness. I think that even though I'm supposedly low in it, I have
well, this
enough of it to want my immediate environment to stay nice.
That's cool. So, Jeff, I've got a question for you then, because I'm curious. Um, if you saw someone dropping a bit, you know, a crisp packet or a can of Coke or something on the floor, just flagrantly right in front of you, would you challenge them or would you just
No, I
let it
would
go?
judge them, and then I would probably just pick it up and throw. I pick up
Mm.
trash. If I see like a obvious like empty bag of chip, I'll pick it
Yeah.
up and throw it in the nearest trash can because it bothers me to see it on the ground. If it's little pieces of trash, I won't. But if it's something like a Coke can or thing,
Okay.
I'll pick it up and throw it. But I'll judge them
That's
in the
cool.
process. But it's not worth a
Yeah,
battle.
yeah, yeah.
It's not a battle that I need to pick.
So you judge them and
Yeah,
just pick it up.
yeah.
That's
Jeff,
cool.
I judge this sort of people. I do as well. You know, I keep quiet,
So,
but I do judge. Yes, I do.
sure.
It's terrible
It
thing
happened
to.
the other day. I saw some
Mm.
idiot I know just literally just drop something on the floor right in front of me,
Would you tell them?
blatantly.
You rubbish.
No, I did what you did. I silently
Oh.
judged him and then just because I thought he was cool, you know, because we'd had
I
a bit
mean,
of a chat. But it's
he.
like he did it. It's like he wanted to do it in front of me to show that he doesn't give a
Oh, like
toss.
he
You
knew
know?
you were there, and
Yeah. I got that vibe.
oh.
So it just made me lose respect for him.
If it's
You
a
know, I
total
won't talk
stranger
to him again.
doing it, they're probably going to keep doing it. Like I know my brief little few second conversation is not going to stop them from doing it.
Yeah,
This is probably just so I there's nothing. It's not worth it to me to try to influence
no,
that enduring of a pattern of behavior of a total
sure,
stranger.
sure.
I'm not that much of a Karen.
He would have just
Jeff, do you know what? My daughter saw this woman, right? She saw this woman, literally just, you know, just putting the cigarette butt, you know, against the tree and stuff. My daughter was so funny, seriously, hilarious, and in a way, so right. And she was like, "Excuse me, lady, can you please say sorry to the tree?"
How old is your daughter?
Yeah, yeah. So she wouldn't let it go. Seriously, she said, "Say sorry to the tree." Yeah.
Did the
So
lady
that,
do it?
of course, no. She
I
walks
would have
away.
said, "Scram, kid."
But I was just really proud of my daughter. You know, I thought great stuff. You know, but oh, anyway.
Oh my God! Hello.
Oh, hello,
What
no,
what
Brooke.
is going
Brooke.
on?
Brooke, hello.
I clicked on the links.
Well, you're live on YouTube. I don't know if you know that.
Put the camera
Say
on,
hello
Sean.
to the world.
Brooke, how are you?
I'm good, and I'm getting a bunch of feedback.
Oh, audio feedback. Let me check your.
It's on my end. It's on my end.
Okay. Because your settings look okay on mine.
I think.
Well, it's good to see you. This is okay. Well,
Hold
just
on.
let me know if it gets
We're,
fixed.
we're coming back. Hold on.
I'm still here. I'm just changing my name. Our name because Tati's here with me.
No, I didn't.
No, you're here with me.
Ricardo
No, I
and
didn't.
Tati,
There you go.
That's it.
musical
Just
Yeah.
a
progressionist.
little nickname. Yeah, that's
Mhm.
me. Yeah, that's the person I hope to be.
Oh, do you play?
Yeah, yeah. I don't blow my own trumpet much, but maybe I
Oh,
should more.
right, the trumpet. Yes, the trumpet. I
I
remember now.
actually play trumpet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh my gosh.
And sing.
I have something to say about this.
Play keyboards and stuff.
Oh my God. Oh, oh, oh
No,
no.
it's a nice
No,
story.
no,
Just-
it's,
no, don't
it's,
tell it
no,
about
it's not.
No, don't
Well,
tell about
now the world wants to know.
Thank
Oh my
you.
God.
So I'd like to play more, but it problem the trumpet is such a brash
Oh
sounding
my God.
instrument. Do
Oh
you know what
no,
I mean?
no, no, no.
That I
You
can't
shush.
no, that I can't really play it around where I live because there's lots of people quite
Oh, because
concentrated
it might scare
I live in a
the
shared
people.
house and shit, and yeah, and people will just end up complaining, and
Oh my
there's
God.
not many mad trumpeters living around here, so
In
yeah,
New Orleans, people walk down the street all the time playing brass
just playing
instruments.
it.
Like you'll be
Over.
laying in your bedroom and you'll hear a trumpet playing. You look out your window and these little kids will be coming home from school, like practicing their trumpets and their saxophone. It's so beautiful to hear.
That's so
And to
cool.
think there's a
I
place
should
where
do
people
that.
feel like they can't do that. Oh, I'm
I
getting
should do
creeped
that.
out.
I should do that. I'd be the first. I'd be the first to do it.
Music is just so beautiful to have in the air
Yeah,
like
I'd
that.
get people. I'd get people shouting at me and going, "Ooh," pointing and going, "What the fuck is he doing?
Rich,
Who does he
because
think he is?" But it'd be
because you're
fun.
rubbish. You're rubbish.
Oh,
No,
it's
please,
not the
babe, no
trumpet.
negativity, please.
No, no,
No
you
negativity.
are
I'm
rubbish.
not rubbish. I'm a good
Terrible.
player. You know nothing about
Okay, all right.
where I've been,
Okay, all right.
which bands I've played
Tell
for,
me wrong.
all the
Okay,
experience I've got. I'm a
okay,
really
all
good
right.
player.
Oh,
So
okay.
just
Terrible.
Um,
don't
Rubbish.
even give me the if you
you're
you've
still
never
getting
even
the
asked me to
feedback, Brooke?
play. He's never even asked me to play. How would
If
he
you
know?
want one day, we can troubleshoot. I can
Well,
like practice with you, and we can troubleshoot
yeah,
and
yeah.
get the technology working.
Yes, yes.
Okay, but and you're welcome to stay and hang out too. It might resolve itself. Hey, Ricardo.
Hi, Brooke. It's me.
Hi.
Cool.
Oh,
Hello.
we get to. Oh,
Hello.
Tati.
Yeah.
It's
Sorry.
okay. Just Jesus.
Well, can you?
Stop grabbing the camera, please.
Well, I'm not.
I can't
Can you please?
concentrate on
I
what I'm
do.
thinking if
I
you
do.
keep grabbing
Jeff,
at me.
I do look rubbish
Oh,
at the moment.
doesn't
So yeah.
Well, you are
Mm.
welcome to stay off camera, and
irrelevant.
you are
I
in
know. Thank
control
you.
of how when you appear.
Thank you, Jeff. Thank. Stop it.
Okay, I won't.
No.
Okay,
Ricardo.
don't stop grabbing my arm, please. Don't need to do that.
Well, stop doing this.
Jeez. So yeah, I think we'll go. I think we'll go now because we need to chill out and watch a nice film. So
What y'all
we're gonna
watching?
Netflix and chill, aren't we, babe?
Oh, just something
Yeah.
random.
We were gonna watch.
So
Oh, no. We did have something lined up. What was it? We were gonna watch a Paul Walker film because we're a big fan of Paul Walker, the guy that died in the car crash
oh yeah,
in
yeah.
Fast and
Fast and
Furious.
Furious. Yeah.
We've only
Oh,
seen a couple of films. We're trying to find it or something
I
like
didn't
it.
even know about him.
Yeah, he's a great actor. Well, I think he was a good actor,
Jeff,
and
he is the most
it was
gorgeous
quite
guy
hot.
in the whole world.
Hot
He
guy
is.
as
I'm
well.
looking at him now. He's
Yeah.
some people. There's such a thing as too beautiful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They shouldn't be
blue
allowed to
eyes.
walk around among the rest of us.
No, but you know what? It's like
But
how
camera's not on, babe.
this life is so unfair.
The
Stop it.
camera's not on, babe. Can you
Okay,
see?
that's fine.
It's the
But
icon.
anyway, how can this life be so unfair? For someone so lovely, handsome and stuff. To just
Well, he must have done something.
well,
Maybe he must have done
like
something
what?
wrong, babe. Because
It
everyone gets their
looks
karma,
and
don't they?
money are not everything.
No.
People still suffer.
Oh, Jeff, I was going to ask you, have you seen these videos of Brad Pitt
Shit
and
happens.
George Clooney in
Mm.
Venice in the past few days.
They did a
Uh-oh.
promo
Oh my
from some
god!
glitzy, like show
Oh my
or
god! They're so
awards show or something,
gorgeous.
and they're just
They're
showing
so
off.
Clooney and who?
gorgeous.
Yeah. All right,
Pitt.
babe. They're gorgeous. Yeah. So
Yeah,
check it
they've
out.
turned into quite
Nice
some
suits.
handsome daddies.
Yeah, nice
Yeah.
suits. But I actually, my T prefers Brad Pitt or the
I
way he
do.
looks, and I
Do.
prefer
Um,
George Clooney. So
I don't
he's
know.
my
Clooney
he's
got
my
that
guy.
silver fox thing going on.
Hmm.
Seriously,
He's
they
just got a
look
better
so
suit.
good.
He's got better taste
They
in
look
clothes,
so
I
good.
think.
You know, it's like I was the
Mm.
biggest fan watching Asian. Do you remember them films? Asian 8, 11, 12 and stuff, you know, but yeah, they were so cool, you know, absolutely cool, you know. These two guys, and they're literally what Brad Pitt is 60,
60.
George Clooney
Clooney's
is
about
like 62
64,
or 63,
a bit older, yeah.
but they look so good.
They do.
Come on,
Well,
you know, you can't, you know,
I don't think they've had any much plastic surgery either.
they
They're pretty
haven't,
they seem pretty
no.
natural guys.
Brad Pitt was like on drugs and stuff. I know George
Mm.
Clooney was as well, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
but seriously, you know, they look
Most of them
so
do.
awesome.
Yeah.
They
Mark
look
Wahlberg
awesome.
looks good too, and Kevin Bacon.
Yeah.
Kevin Bacon, he's
And
all
Kiefer
right.
Sutherland, surprisingly.
Kiefer Sutherland
Oh
was a
yeah,
hottie back in the day.
Jeff,
Yeah.
definitely. Yes, most definitely. Yeah. Yeah.
A lot of our heroes are dead though, Jeff.
I
Do you know that?
Yeah,
know,
but
and they
also
keep like. There's only a few of my like rock musicians. Like the Stones are still going.
Oh yeah, the Rolling
They
Stones are
just
still
put out a.
rolling.
It's one of their best albums
You
ever.
reckon?
I can't believe how amazing that last album was.
Oh,
Like
have you heard
I
that?
don't know how
Have
they
you
could
heard,
still be that good.
yeah. They're amazing. Have you heard this England's Lost, that song?
This by them.
Yeah, it's an absolute classic. An amazing YouTube video
What
as well.
album is that from?
I'm not sure. I haven't listened to an album for years and years.
Gotta Get a
Donkeys.
Grip. England Lost. Oh, that's
England's
one of their
Lost.
recent things. Yeah, I haven't followed
That's
their recent
incredible.
stuff as much, but they've been
So true.
releasing their old albums with all these
yeah.
outtake material from those sessions.
Yeah.
So there's all this old new Stone stuff.
Oh. I mean, you could say the Beatles were better, or they had more, but then you could argue. But then that the Stones have outlasted them. So
I think the Beatles were probably more musically accomplished and maybe innovative and creative and influential
yeah,
on a certain type of rock. But for rock, for
possibly.
like rock music, the Stones, that is their genre.
True. True. Totally agreed.
Even when the Beatles are doing rock, like on the White Album and stuff, I still prefer the Stones rock sound to the Beatles
Me
rock sound.
too,
The
Jeff.
Beatles did pop and all the other songs very, very well.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely.
And then obviously Pink Floyd were amazing too.
Do you know
Yeah, they
what?
were good for art rock.
Jeff, listen to this, right?
Yeah.
So I rented this apartment quite a few years ago, and so Pink Floyd's daughter was living underneath, right? And she was driving a little Mini, and she had you know, the number plate, Mr. Floyd. Yeah.
Mr.
So
Floyd,
Did you
so she lived. Yeah. So
customized number plate.
yeah,
Yeah. Cool.
So she lived, yeah,
underneath
below
you?
me. So
Did you
Mhm.
like
sorry?
ever interact with her or say hi or get to know her?
Yes, I did. And know what she did? She ordered this about, I don't know, about 300, you know, pieces of clothes and stuff, you know, of this this love, I don't know, or internet. And basically it arrived, and I walked in and she was there, and she's like, Tatiana, do you want this? Because she said, I don't want to have it. It was the most amazing clothes in the whole freaking world. Seriously.
Silk.
It was no, it was loads of things like jeans and tops and everything. You'd say it was
Okay.
like Seriously, it was a huge 2 bags,
Top
and she was
stuff.
like, have it, so I had it.
My
Yeah,
She
God,
gave you a load of
yeah,
free designer
yeah,
clothes.
yeah,
Awesome.
that's
yeah.
wild. You still
She was
have all?
she
You
was
still have
really,
any
really
of them?
cool. Sorry?
You
You
still
still
have
have
any
them?
of them?
Um, not so much because I have
Oh,
given some of the stuff, to my friends and my family and stuff. So, but I had a lot. Believe me,
You've still got
seriously.
plenty of
Yeah.
clothes,
Oh,
great clothes to wear left.
Richard, I have about,
Trust.
it's like the amount of clothes that I have
Oh,
is gonna last me until the rest,
of your
until the
days.
day I die.
Yep.
That's the
oh,
truth, isn't it?
You're a
Seriously.
collector. You're a collector of fine
No, I
things.
just have loads of good stuff.
I'm your latest
Mhm.
artifact, I think. Hey, Brooke's back.
Billy.
That's your real
Brooke,
friend from real life, right?
I
Brooke,
remember
I love
Yes.
Billy
you.
from 5 years
Oh my
ago. Hey,
God,
Billy.
Hi,
Wow,
Brooke.
he
oh my
literally
God,
got big.
Brooke. Oh my God, I
I'm
can't
just gonna
believe this. Oh
zoom in
my
on the
God,
cat.
yeah,
Billy,
please.
you remember me?
Oh,
Look at that.
this cat is
He
amazing.
He is chill.
Nice.
Brooke,
Oh,
seriously, I'm in love with you now. I am.
that's a really, really
Here, I'm gonna
nice
put
looking cat.
Billy
Oh,
in the picture.
So cute. I'm just gonna put Sim's
but
picture up so she can have a bit of that one.
I
That one.
can you guys hear me?
Yeah. Do you
Yep.
still have
yeah.
feedback?
There she is. It was.
So long now I'm getting feedback again. Yeah.
Oh,
We
But
can hear you fine.
anyway, I've had Billy for 4.5 years.
Oh,
oh,
nice.
so you had just
He's
gotten it during when COVID had. Oh, okay.
I got him about a month and a half before COVID lockdown.
Was he a
Yeah.
kitten when you had him?
Oh my God, Brooke, he's amazing.
Was he a
Absolutely
kitten?
gorgeous.
Was he a kitten then?
He's now 10 years
10.
old.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
That's quite good for a cat, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Beautiful.
Absolutely stunning.
We love
Brooke,
cats.
seriously, I love you.
We're gonna get a cat.
I do.
Definitely.
do,
Oh, you babe.
do you know what?
We're gonna get a cat.
He is so cute because he's so chunky and
And a dog.
so really
And
so cute
chill.
and
Like,
stuff.
look how chill that cat
Yeah.
is.
And he's
I had a kitten and
he,
he was black and white as well, and I
he's
called him
16.
Pepper.
You call him who?
Pepper.
I called him Pepper.
Oh,
Yeah.
like salt and pepper.
Yeah, salt and pepper because it's black and white. That's why. Yeah.
Nice.
Yes, Jeff. Thank you.
What's your one called? Billy.
Br-
Is that named after Billy Piper?
Billy. Yes.
Billy Piper.
Billy. I don't know.
Maybe. It's nice to meet you anyway. Your cat is beautiful. Thank you for showing us.
No. He got his name so thanks. So
It's a bit of lag.
he originally got he had come to I'm sorry, I'm usually more focused, but there's so much background on my end.
Did you name
It's
him, or he
okay.
came named that way?
He came named Billy Dean.
Oh, okay.
You adopted the name. Wow, cool. Billy Bean. You name it.
Oh my God! Look at him. He's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
Brooke. Oh, bless your heart.
Oh.
So,
Oh.
She might.
Jeff, is it possible, mate? I could play you a few tunes on my trumpet. Not now, but some other time.
Oh
just to show
yeah,
you.
as long as you think they'll clear the copyright thing. Like, are they your original creations?
Well, I could play a cover. It would only be an interpretation, wouldn't it? So I think that's okay.
Jeff, I wouldn't.
You would. I'm gonna go because I've been getting. I got porn bombed the other day, and I've been getting copyright takedowns for like just a second or two of
Anything.
sound that it picks up. So if the
Anything.
if like even a few notes sound similar to a copyright song, it could
Yeah,
detect it.
really.
Yeah, it's super
It's
sensitive.
crazy.
It's
But
annoying.
well, there's people that are. That's funny because there's people like there's a few streamers I know that who run karaoke type streams, and they're all
Hey, you
sing.
know what
They're
you
all
could do
singing
is
covers.
yeah, I don't know how to get around copyright. I know Imp Dave used to do that. Speaking of, I haven't seen him in a while. Dave, if you're out there, what's up?
Yeah.
You know what we could do is like not do it live, just or do it private or something.
Hmm.
I could still
That's
hear the playing, it just wouldn't be broadcast.
sure. That's a plan. That's a plan. We
Yeah,
don't
we
have
could
to
do that, like
broadcast
a
it to
little
the
open
world
mic night.
unless you
Hey, I
like it.
think I
Okay.
think I figured out what the problem was. I had YouTube on sound and you guys on sound when
Oh
I
yeah,
came
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
You have to
yeah.
close
in.
the YouTube once you're in here, otherwise it'll
There's a bit
echo.
of a time delay. I think a bit of a lag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I
cool.
figured it out. Yay.
We're live now. We're proper live
Oh, Jeff.
from across the pond, across the Atlantic. I
Mhm.
think
This
Um
is panel space and panel time.
it's amazing,
so
isn't it? That we can do
you
this at all.
It
you
is.
guys
It's
asked you guys asked how Billy came with his name. So I
Yeah.
adopted him from Pause, which there's multiple Pause organizations
that's like a
here.
nonprofit that
Yeah,
adopts out animals.
animals, and it's Progressive Animal Welfare Society, and I adopted him from Cat City, their cat adoption satellite place. And so he originally came from a shelter in Arkansas, and they named and with the
Damn.
name Billy Jean when he
Like
was
from the lesbian or from Michael Jackson?
from Michael Jackson,
Oh, cool.
not realizing that he was a he. and and so
Well, I don't
so
think it doesn't matter nowadays.
yeah, and and so when he showed up, they're like, oh, and renamed him Billy Dean, the original adopter that adopted him from Paws Cat City, surrendered him to the Everett Animal Shelter, and so they called Paws up saying, "Hey,
So, Rich,
um,
can you
so
make them hear me, please?
think they can.
so Everett Animal Shelter called Paws saying, "Hey, we have a cat that was surrendered, that was adopted from you. Do you want um, him back, or we can adopt him out?" Paws took him back, and I adopted him from Paws.
Well, how did a cat in Arkansas end up in Washington State? That seems extreme. That's like what asylum seekers go through.
So um, Paws and a number of other organizations throughout the U.S.
There's like a cat network.
It's not just cats; it's also dogs. That if
But
there's
they ship them across the U.S. Like it seems easier to
it,
do it on a local level.
if there's overcrowding in shelters,
Oh,
um,
they swap
if
them out like prisoner
if there
swaps
if not prisoner swaps, if
or
there's
trades.
if definitely no trades, but if there's overcrowding, then other organizations
Take
ask other
take this overflow.
can you take this overflow so we don't have to euthanize the animals?
Oh, okay, that makes
And
sense actually.
and a lot of organizations, at least in Western Washington, are no kill.
Yeah.
I mean, there are some exceptions. There are
Hey,
some
Chuck.
there are some exceptions with organizations, like, if the animal is sick, or like really really sick, uh, that's usually the case why a lot of animal welfare organizations would put down a cat or a dog if the animal's really sick.
Okay.
If
I think
that makes
that's
sense.
very humane. It sounds very humane.
But usually a lot of them are no kill.
Yeah. Here in Seattle, they have the cat cafe. It's like a coffee shop, and you could pay to pet cats. They have this little room with cats crawling around on those what do you call cat trees they climb on, and people can go and pay money to hang out with a cat and pet a cat for like half an hour.
They've got one
And
here, Jeff.
some cat.
A cat
They've
cafe.
got one here. Yeah,
So
it's
weird that
it
people would.
used to be about £5 a visit, but
You
you
could
couldn't
pet a
just turn up.
cat anywhere. Just find a friend
You
with
have
a
to book.
cat. Like,
You have to
hey,
book
Vinny.
beforehand. I've never given it a go, but it looks nice. You can see them all through the window, and they come up to the window
Yeah,
and
yeah.
stuff.
They
There's, like,
they
tiny
hang out of the
capsules and
window. You
shit.
could walk by it. They
Yeah,
like, oh, do we want to go in
but
and pet the
it'd be
cats?
nicer to pet them, because the fur is so soft and they're so warm sometimes. Cats are lovely. It's a bit of a expensive thing. You have to buy coffee, obviously, and drinks as
Yeah,
well
it seems
on
like a
top.
luxury thing. Like,
Yeah.
Um,
Maybe in another
I
life.
I do know when I was working at my last employer. Right now, I'm unemployed
Oh yeah.
due to a disability. But when I was at my last employer, I was allowed to take clients to a cat cafe, and I got reimbursed for it.
oh, cool.
Mum.
And I
Wow.
also got free a free like hot chocolate because of taking clients. So
Nice. Bonus.
Brooke,
Yeah, we do
you're
good
gonna
mental
make me
health care
cry,
up here.
seriously.
Susan
someone
loves a
said
good
my
cat.
name.
Brooke, I call you Brooke, but seriously, your story, it does make me cry.
Why?
It's
For the
emotional, I
cat.
think.
It is
cat.
Okay.
emotional. It is, yes. Because for someone who is as nice as you, you deserve so much better, in your life. So,
I do have good things in my life.
Sure.
I know, of course. Why wouldn't you? Of course.
I'd be grateful for the good things that you've got.
Mm-hmm.
I was just saying to you the other day, Jeff. I'm so lucky. I've got two working arms, two working legs, two ears, a mouth, hair. I've still got hair on my head. And all these things, and a working brain, and a good memory, and an ability to communicate, clearly and usually, and it's brilliant, isn't it?
Jeff,
Life's pretty amazing and awesome if you
Jeff,
look at it
Jeff,
that way.
that's a little bit of shit we just
I
told you,
appreciate the
okay?
positive.
Because this is what I told him, okay? And he agreed with me. And I said, listen, to be honest, it's like Rich, it's like if you want to have a good future in your life, all you have to do, I mean, seriously, we are so lucky, we have arms, we have legs.
You got to take care.
Shh. Seriously, and we can do things that other people can't do, so we are lucky. We're so lucky. And yes, absolutely.
Privileged
So
even.
Have you in my life as well.
well,
That goes without saying.
thank you. But yes, we are lucky. We're lucky to be healthy, to be able to think, to be able to cook, to be able to walk, to be able to use our arms and legs and stuff. Of course, we're lucky. We're so lucky.
So
Yeah.
should maybe grow our own 4-leaf clovers or something. Maybe that would help.
I remember those. Was it the four leaves that were lucky? Or
Yes.
Apparently,
yeah,
yeah.
we
But
get
rare
all
as well.
excited as a kid. If you're on the playground, somebody found a four-leaf clover. Everybody would get all excited.
Yeah, because they're rare. They're usually three leaf or two leaf, I think.
I
I'm not
I
sure.
remember my 5th grade teacher found a 4-leaf clover, and then an
Yeah.
hour later she got sick.
Oh,
I
oh
remember
my God.
sometimes you'd find them in book, like people would press them
Put them
in
in books.
library books or flowers
Unlucky for some.
sometimes.
Unlucky for some. Yeah, I think nature's better alive though, Jeff. Really, to be honest. You know, it's like
They
when
should
people
do a
go
horror
cat.
movie
If you
called The
go
Four
cat,
Leaf Clover. And
yeah, man.
every time someone find one, something bad
Yeah.
happens.
Although I
Jeff.
do have
Hey, babe. Hi. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. What's up?
I was just gonna say, have you guys ever experienced a ghost thing in your life? Like,
Ghostly presence
yes,
in the room.
yes,
No,
not just presents,
I
but seriously, proper ghost in your home. Has
That would be
any of
cool
you?
if I did, like Poltergeist.
haven't.
That would
No,
be.
not poltergeist. No,
Succubuses.
no, no, no.
Incubuses.
Proper ghost. Seriously, it's
That was
not
a
funny.
ghost.
Incubi.
Mm.
No, I haven't. Not anything that's convinced me that I was experiencing a ghost. I've been in plenty of haunted houses.
Yes.
Jeff, I had this experience 2 years ago, and you know what? I will never ever be able to explain to people, what it feels like. It's terrifying, awful at some point, and yes, so I know, I know for sure, that God exists, and also I know that there is a life after death.
Hmm.
And
There is.
no one in this world can tell me different, any different. Not at all.
They have a guy that was here earlier, Derek. Somebody, Derek, Secrets of the Past,
Oh,
Parahistory. He teaches paranormal stuff, and he said he would
yeah.
do a thing on
Hmm.
paranormal. Maybe we could have paranormal night.
Awesome.
I would like to talk to him actually,
Drop the link.
because yes,
If you
yes,
could drop the
please,
link,
yes,
that'd be great.
that'd be great. Yeah, for sure.
Cheers.
Because I have experienced this, and I need to speak to someone who can actually understand this, because
Let me see if he
it
has a
is
channel.
crazy, Jeff. It is freaking crazy. But yeah,
Yeah,
I would
it
love to
looks
talk to
like he
him.
has a channel. So
Talk
here,
about
I'll drop it.
spiritual harassment. Just a joke.
Is he online or no?
He has a channel, so I'll put that in the
Yeah, if you
thing. And
can
he
just
was in the chat earlier.
hmm. But yeah, guys, it is real. It is real, and like I said, no one can tell me any different. Never in their life,
I think it's
no at all.
you're
No,
you're more sensitive in that way than most people, though. You don't. You see. You feel things that you get visions and things, and I don't. Not well. I would say normal people, but
now
regular people don't get.
Jeff, he's revealing this to you now. Yes, it's true.
Mm.
So yes, I am sort of, I don't know,
Psychic.
a bit more than now, I
Ultra
suppose.
psychic.
Yeah. So I see things. I see things that other people don't. It's
I had
shit,
a
to be honest.
I had a supervisor at work one time that was like she was psychic. She used to be psychic, and she would sense things off of people and information and all that.
Yeah.
She did that same kind of stuff too.
Scrying.
She said she was like so like very sensitive to people. Like when she was around people, she picked up all these things from them.
Oh. Sounds
Yeah,
like a super empath.
Yeah,
Jeff,
something like that.
seriously, I tell you something. It's not funny. It's not funny, because when you get this, when you actually feel, and seriously, I can close my eyes. I have not just visions, but oh my God, I had ghosts in my home. Seriously, it wasn't funny, you know. Oh my God. I was like freaking out completely, you know, but it's something that my grandmom has passed on to me.
Yeah.
So
I might even say demons. Not that I necessarily believe in them, but demonic presence, you might say, attacking her at her weakest moments. Say when when she's a bit sick or poorly or tired,
yeah,
they'd
it's
come and
true.
they'd
It's
come and
actually true. Yes.
harass her, bother her.
This is
She's in
when
bed
I get attacked big time.
on her own.
Basically, when I'm feeling I'm really shit, you know,
Exactly.
and this is when they do. Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely, most definitely. They attacked me completely, and
Wow.
but yeah. So but guys,
Protect herself.
seriously, so I was speaking to this guys, okay? He was so he was Scottish, and he was. I could hear him breathing. You know, I had a shower, and I came. You know, well, I laid in my bed, and all I could hear is breathing, and I'm like, who is breathing? You know, in my home, in my bed and stuff. So I started to. I started to freak out a little bit. So I looked behind my curtains and blah, blah, blah. But anyway, it just hasn't stopped. Then I went and I had a shower and I always close the door in my shower because I'm one of them ACD, you know, freaks.
Oh yeah.
I don't want to, you know, I don't want to have any, you know, dumb stuff in my flat and stuff. Anyway, so I have a shower. Imagine this. So I look at the door of of my bathroom, and it's half open. I'm like, okay, so who has opened this? So I come back, and I'm just laying in my bed after having a shower, putting my pajamas on and stuff. So I'm just laying, and I normally pull my blanket, my duvet blanket, you know, to my side, you know, always. And anyway, so there is no one else other than me. And then I see this, right? So imagine this, okay? Like three fingers pushing towards your oh my gosh,
Esophagus.
Richard, please can you shut up?
You, you were meaning the esophagus
I
there.
put him
No.
on mute. So three fingers where? Doing what? Oh, I think they went on mute.
I can't hear them either.
Yeah, I think they went on mute. That happens sometimes.
Okay.
We
Sorry,
may have to. We.
I'm listening. It's just I'm also doing something for one of my volunteer jobs.
Oh yeah, that's fine. This
Yeah.
is a
It's
body doubling
guys.
space too.
Okay.
No, Jeff, seriously, it is a true fact. It is a true shit, babe. Seriously, it's not funny when I have experienced it, but someone else will at some point. But anyway, so but the fact is, you know, it's like I could I could hear him. He was literally fucking wanking next to me. Richard,
Dirty bastard.
it's not funny.
Well, it's kind
But yes, but then the next thing is like they do not have to say they do understand every word in every language you can possibly communicate to them. They can talk and
yeah, but they can't do much.
the,
They're
the
limited. They're severely limited in their
Richard, please,
abilities.
can you please shut the
They are
fuck
though.
up?
No, you can't talk. Give me my phone back. You can't talk
Okay,
to me like that on my own channel.
okay.
I'm letting you talk graciously, and I don't mind you having your say, but not when it's against
I
me.
still
Okay.
want y'all to have a good movie,
Right.
enjoy the
Yeah,
movie. So.
I just remembered we're gonna watch Demolition Man because she's never seen it, and I've
Oh,
seen it a
okay.
few times. I think it's a great film.
Jeff, I haven't finished yet. I'll speak to you later. He doesn't let me to speak to you, so.
No, that's not
Do you
true.
want to? Do you want to try to finish now anyway, or do you think it's better save it for later? Maybe we can do it when
Yeah,
that
maybe.
paranormal guy can be here.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Can I?
We'll let you.
Wait, please, can I?
Yeah, 2 secs, babe. We'll let you talk to your friend because you know you are actually real friends from real
Okay.
life. So that's awesome. And yeah, and she seems really nice to me. And her cat's lovely. So
Thank
we're
you.
fans already. If you could drop your link in the chat, we can
I don't. Do you have a channel?
go back
You
to
don't have
the
a channel,
chat
do you?
and sub.
No. She's,
No.
There you go. There's Patty back.
I'm back.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, what I had to do, Jeff, okay, in the end, because he was here, and
trying to help you with it.
Rich, can you please
Jeez,
stop
it's
talking?
difficult for
Come
me
on,
too.
guys.
Oh my God.
Weird as fuck, man.
Seriously,
He doesn't like it.
seriously, shush.
Go on.
What happened to the happy couple?
He is okay. He's fine. But anyway, so basically, what I ended up doing, Jeff, I had to find these people on internet, and they're called I can't remember, Jeremy and Jane and stuff. But they literally got rid of him from my flat, and well, they knew how to do it. I called the church at first because I thought, you know, that was the right thing to do because I'm Christian, and I thought that was the right thing to do. But yeah, it didn't help. No, not at all. Um, but yeah, these people from America, yeah, they got rid of him, and he was sent to heaven. And you know what? This is what I'm going to say to people, and I think we all should know these things. Okay, there is heaven, there is freaking hell, but there is also
Purgatory.
no, there is also a world in between. So
Purgatory.
you know when people, you know, kill themselves and all that stuff, you know, that's against God's will, but they will get forgiven. So it doesn't matter, you know, what you do in your life. You can be probably a murderer and stuff. God will always forgive you. He will. He will forgive you. All you have to do is just ask. That's all,
I'm
babes.
not sure if that's a good message for the kids, to be honest. It sounds like you're saying they can do pretty much whatever they want and just ask God for forgiveness.
That's what they say
and
about the Catholics
it's
too.
all okay.
That we can do whatever we want and go to
I don't
confession
actually agree with
and
that
get it
myself.
wiped away.
I'm personally I'm spiritual, not religious. I've been on a spiritual path ever since I was 17. And I took LSD for the first time, and it's been I just went into the depths of the universe in my own mind and just asked so many questions that I would never have even thought of before. So I'm grateful for that experience,
Okay, Rach.
opening up my mind.
Okay.
And I saw God. I saw God on LSD as well.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did.
No, you didn't.
It
No,
wasn't. It's not a person.
No, you didn't.
It's not a guy.
No, you
He
didn't.
hasn't got a beard. He doesn't live in the sky, and he's not angry. It's an energy.
Oh my God.
God is.
Shush
God
you.
isn't. I'm just.
Seriously.
What I'm saying. God is an energy.
Yeah, you have
It-
no idea what God
it's-
is. Seriously. Shush you.
God is geometric.
Yeah.
God is geometric patterns,
Yeah. Keep talking.
shifting and
It might
glowing.
make
It sounds
yourself
very
feel
platonic.
so much better.
No,
By
I
yourself.
believe this.
Well, I believe different things. So
And we're not having an argument about it.
Well-
I'm just telling Jeff what I think.
yes, Jeff. Thank you so much for having me on your panel and
I've never been a Christian.
talking about you.
They've
You-
tried to convert
too,
me. They've
Johnson.
tried to the amount of times they've tried to convert me, and
But at the
I've
same
just
time,
every time I've
Rich,
just gone no,
shut-
no,
shut
no, no,
up.
no, thank
Oh,
you.
Shut up.
Sorry,
Seriously.
they're full of shit.
Shut up. You.
Christians are full of shit. Most of them.
Really?
I know some nice ones. I'm not saying they're all bad people. A lot of them are very genuinely lovely, nice
Preachers.
people, but they still
show your face.
follow
Seriously,
an old,
show your face.
an outdated,
Okay, right now.
old-fashioned, and blatantly perverse way of life. It's just not. You can't.
Yeah.
If you followed the Bible, you'd get lost so quickly.
Oh my God.
Who,
Sorry.
her, or anybody in general?
Anybody.
Oh.
I just think I've tried. I'm a good reader. Like I read, I write.
Here, they're about to go watch a movie, so
Yeah.
not. This is the wrong time for this can of worms, but
There's one Bible.
post
There's
it for
one
'em.
book I've never been able to get through, and that's the Bible. So
Oh, believe me, he doesn't let me to talk. So I am a piece of shit, but
No,
yeah,
no,
he's great.
you're
Aren't
not at
you?
all.
Or
That's
y'all.
not the point. It's not
How long y'all been
competition.
together?
It's not. We've almost 2 years, man.
Oh, okay.
We split up quite a few times, but we always
Stop.
get back together because
Stop now.
we just.
Stop now.
Mm.
Right now.
Okay.
Well, enjoy your movie. I'll let you go do that. And
Thank you.
it was
Thanks.
good to see
Okay.
both of you.
We don't have to agree on everything, do we? It's the world we live in.
I never do. No, I don't think any two
But
people
peace and, honestly,
ever will.
peace and the highest
100%.
blessing to everyone. I believe in, universal karma and divine justice and everything. I just wouldn't call it dog.
Yeah, okay. Okay, that's
Dog.
fine.
Do you know what I mean? All right,
Uh-huh.
cool. We'll have another chat later.
Sounds cool.
Thanks, Jeff.
Thank you, Jeff. Thank
Okay.
you.
We'll talk to you later, man.
Take care.
Awesome. Cheers, Brooke.
Thank you.
Bye, Billy. Can we see Billy one last time, please?
Yeah.
And it,
Once to the cat. Yes, yeah. So joyful.
there he is. Oh my gosh, Brooke.
Beautiful. Thank you.
It's absolutely gorgeous. Yeah. Speak
Thanks.
later, guys. Yeah.
Later on.
All right. Well, what's what's up with you?
I'm 5'2", full of crap, and up to no good.
Oh, what
So
have you
the
been doing with
usual.
yourself?
Not
You still in
much.
Seattle?
Yeah, I'm still in Seattle. So what have you been up to? Is this like a
Pretty
new?
much. Yeah, pretty much this. This is my full-time job now.
You getting paid to do this then?
I'm monetized now, so we have memberships. People could do super chats, super thanks, buy memberships for other people. I think that's what we have now. And then when I plan it, I can do different membership tiers and offer additional content or activities or events. So there's that option too. So yeah, this is what I want to do.
And you said Shelby came in yesterday?
Last night she was in the
Last-
chat. Yeah, yeah.
Cool.
She's been up here before a few times.
If Shelby sees this for some reason, hi Shelby. I don't know if she's on or not, but if she sees it, I just want to say hi.
Oh, she'll be glad to see you. Ah, look at this. It's a reunion.
Hi Shelby. Billy says hi.
Man, this is so. It's like 5 years ago all over again. Well, what you got going on today?
Me or Shelby?
You.
I was supposed to go to the Husky game.
Oh,
Decided not to go.
not happening.
No, just I didn't sleep very well last night, and then my stomach got queasy and I puked, and I know it was because of anxiety, but I just didn't want to end up like needing to run to the restroom quickly if I had, yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's kind of been happening lately.
My anxiety gets so bad that sometimes, and as well as my PTSD gets so bad sometimes that I just puke.
Why? Just like sitting around your house, or just something set it off?
Um, it what I mean, I get nauseated, um, and then I get it just depends, like so it just sucks when that happens.
And you have things you do to recover when that happens.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I definitely have that. I'm
And
really
is it like being around people that?
sometimes yes, sometimes no. Um, it's just all dependent, and I think part of what set off the PTSD and anxiety is the lack of sleep last night.
Oh
So,
yeah, yeah. If when my sleep is low, or I haven't eaten, like when my bodily needs are not at their peak, I notice a huge effect on my susceptibility to
yeah.
that kind of stuff. Sometimes it's as easy as eating. In fact, that just reminds me, I didn't eat breakfast this morning. Sometimes it's as simple as getting a snack in me, and like within 10 minutes, I will notice like a physiological shift in that feeling.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm trying to do more of the check in with your body thing. I keep forgetting. It's so easy to stay disembodied on here.
And how's the new? I know it's not so new anymore, but how's the new living situation?
Oh, it's you looking at it. it's it's fine. It's about the same as it was in Seattle without all the commotion from living in Seattle.
I think part of the reason I mean I love Seattle. I enjoy Seattle, but I think part of the reason why I stay in Seattle is because one, I'm in subsidized housing, and two, I'm also like got most of my support system here.
Yeah. Yeah, well that's a good reason to stay somewhere. If you have that built.
Yeah.
So what are you looking for employment, or you're just okay doing your thing?
I'm in an apartment
No,
or
I'm employment for a job.
at this point in time I'm not too sure. I'm just kind of
Weren't you going to be involved? They're doing that like new 911 system.
oh the
Did
988.
Yeah, didn't you say you were doing like something with crisis work?
Um, so here, I've got to shut my window a little bit. It's only, um, so, um, I, I was at both of our, I was on a packed team at one of our former employers, and I was on, I had to do the crisis phone, um, quite frequently.
You would be Brooke if you could get in with that new system they're rolling out. They supposedly have a whole bunch of funding for it. You would be great at that. I could even see you supervising.
I don't want to be a supervisor.
Well, I would. I know that I would prefer your somebody like your voice in there than other people. Like knowing that somebody like you is on that team and that their voice is being
Heard?
at least heard. Yeah, because they don't ever listen to us. But um, put it this way, I'm imagining what it's going to be like without somebody like you in there. Help like giving them that wisdom because they're not going to know how to do it without people like us in there helping.
Yeah.
They're gonna You're gonna get some bureaucratic, technocratic process, but I don't know if you're gonna get the human element as much as if there were peers like us in there to help. Which, if it's mental health, they really should be including peers.
And
We are the on the ground voice for mental health conditions.
and not just that. For me, with when it comes to peer stuff, our voices aren't heard like they need to be.
Yeah, and I don't know if they ever will be, because that's like with neurotypicals, trying to get them to understand autism. There's only so far they can go. And with non-peers, there's only so far I think that they can understand what we're trying to say, because they don't have the background we have. There's just a disconnect. And they're supposed to listen to us and take our contributions as equally as any other member of the team. It's bias. There's our bias. There you have our bias. People with clinical backgrounds that work in mental health settings on teams with peers which use their lived experience of the actual mental health conditions as their epistemology. When we give our insight, our opinion, our recommendations, or communicate, sometimes we're the voice of the actual patient themselves. We're their advocate. So when we give our input at interdisciplinary team meeting, it gets deprioritized. It's not given the same weight or value as somebody with a clinical background. So what will happen is all the clinical people will start aligning their narratives or their take on the thing, and they don't know what to do with our little piece of the input, so they just throw it out. It doesn't get incorporated into the picture.
I do know that the agency that I was laid off from took the peer voice seriously.
Is that the one that closed?
Yes.
That's the one you I remember when you got hired.
Yep.
You your orientation.
I miss that job so much. I mean, I've loved all my peer jobs. I've enjoyed all my peer jobs. On that note, that agency, I really loved how that particular agency treated everybody as equals and the same, and listened
Like the
to everybody.
staff. The
Yeah, the
staff.
staff. Yeah.
Is that equity? Is that what they're trying to achieve? Like in a workplace, everybody feels equally part of the team?
I mean, at least there, that's how I felt like they were doing. Like everyone's equal, everyone's voice is heard.
That's been most workplaces I've been in, honestly. It's never been an issue, because I normally wouldn't stay in a place where I felt like my voice wasn't
Yeah.
being heard. So
So
I'm used to being treated that way just by default in a healthy workplace.
yeah.
But that could be my white male privilege too.
I'm tired. But when am I
Go
not tired?
go catch a nap. I was thinking of the same thing. Taking a break,
Okay.
getting my shit done, and then coming back in a few
Um,
hours.
can you just let me know whether it's Facebook DM or a text or something when you come back on?
Oh yeah, I could do that.
Okay.
I'm on at least once a day, and sometimes 2 or 3 times a day, depending on if I have to break it up. But my goal eventually is to do another 24 hour, like another back porch.
Kind of, yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah, but a YouTube version that anybody can access.
That's awesome. Anyway, I'm going to let you go.
It's great to see you.
Nice
Yeah,
talking with you.
let's get together.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Bye.
All right. Take care, Brooke.
Thank.
Wow, that was very unexpected and very nurturing. And Shelby too. These are I've been doing this work since 2015. In fact, I started as a volunteer on a helpline, and Brooke was one of my coworkers. And so she was there from the beginning, and Shelby as well. Not at this particular place, but I met Shelby through other activities and events at probably the same year. And so these people we've all been part of the same journey together for years and years here in Seattle on the ground doing mental health work, peer work. Um, yeah, we have a lot of good memories built up between us. Yeah, it's called the warm line, and here they have like the crisis line if you're in a real crisis, but they have this second number you can call called the warm line, and it's if you're not in a crisis but you just need to talk. It might help you from getting into a crisis if you could just like we kind of like we do here. And I did that for a year, and during that, at some point during that year, I got my peer certification, and so after that, I was able to move on and do peer work. And so from the warm line thing, I moved on to what's called an ombuds. I was a mental health ombuds. And what I did here in Washington State, if you're having issues with your mental health services from the public agencies, there's an office you can go. Like each county has an ombuds office, and we can resolve your complaints either through mediation or through investigating them, or we can help you file a grievance, et cetera, et cetera. So for a couple of years, I dealt with the advocacy side and the mental health complaint side of it, and that's where I developed a lot of my advocacy techniques. And then eventually, I got hired doing peer work in a crisis center for homeless. Like here in Seattle, they have if you're picked up by the cops or emergency first responders, medics, instead of being taken to the ER or jail, they have a crisis center that if the medics or the cops decide they can make the call that this crisis center may be a better option, they can send them there instead. And then we do an intake and we stabilize them. It's short term, and then we try to send them out on a better track than they came in. And so I worked there for a while, and then I worked with the disability agency. And so and then we did all of these extracurricular events. I was part of committees, and I had the peer community here in my county that I helped organize, and we did events and trainings and group social activities, etc. So I've done a lot of on the ground work with these people, and seeing them here is just validating, affirming, refreshing. Oh wow, shameless, cool. Yeah, so has Brooke, Shelby, all of us. Doing this kind of work in Seattle, it's almost impossible not to come in contact with that population, and I would approach it so differently than they're doing now. And I tried to tell. In fact, I got fired. Tried to tell. Me and some peers tried to have a meeting with the director to give them our thoughts on how this could be done better. And it was kind of like a race. It was, could they get me before I got to the director's office? And they managed to pull me out of there, snag me out of there before I got to, like, I think it was like a week or two before the meeting I had scheduled with the director. Oh, was it the peer coffee? We used to do peer coffee. I started peer coffee, and there was this Starbucks in Seattle that I would go to. I had an arrangement with the staff there, and they would reserve this table for me every week. And we had a sign, and I would go in there with the sign. Every now and then I had like another peer or two with me, but sometimes it was just me. And just like on this stream, I would put that sign on the table saying like peer coffee, mental health discussion or something. And we would announce it on Facebook and all the websites and word of mouth. And then every week it was a place where peers could come and talk about their mental health issues and get support. Everything we do here, we did it at the Starbucks. And we did that for, seems like that was for about a year. And it developed this little, like, on the ground community of peers and mental health, the mental health community. And you know me, with me, the autism and neurodivergence got sprinkled in. And it was a cool little thing. In fact, when I did the online version, that was the model I used. When we did the back porch, I said, this is just like peer coffee. Remember, we went to Starbucks, we claimed a table. That was a space where people could show up and talk, tell their stories, meet other people going through the same things, get support, network. And so I'm like, oh, all I have to do is use Zoom, and I can replicate this same thing I was doing in person online. And that's what I did. And that's still what I'm doing. Yeah. Yes, me too. I did a lot of work with at-risk youth, partly because I was one of them. And I'm just really good at it. I have the skill set. And that is one of the populations that this whole stream, it's called An Unsafe Space for Lone Wolves, Lost Boys, and Other Creative Misfits. It's those lost boys that I've I, I've been good at reaching them because of my own background, and in the jobs I found myself like that's where my natural fit was a lot of times. Oh well, thank you. I try really hard. Sometimes that patience gets challenged to its limits, but I try to do my best. Thank you very much. All right. Well, that's me. That's us. That's this little group. Some of them, and I think I'm gonna go do my stuff and come back in a few hours. So take care. Yes, exactly. And for this is my take on it. We need all the generations involved. We need Chuck. We need me. We need the young kids. But it's finding the people in my generation and above. And I'm technically an elder. I'm part of the Mankind Project, and that's the big men's network. It's a global, one of the big global international men's organizations. And I found out, according to their bylaws and policies, I'm considered an elder already, and so I'm already like in the elder role in some of these groups. It's finding the people of my generation that figured it out, that are living more or less stable, healthy lives, that can pass that on to the next generation, and then help them, show them, bring them up to where we are, and then they could figure out how to pass it on to the generation. We need to build that initiatory tradition back that we lost since the Industrial Revolution, where fathers were taken out of their homes and they didn't have that persistent contact with the son that they had before, that mentor relationship. We need that back. We need that back wherever we can get it, in as many different ways as we can get it, as long as it's healthy, as long as it's setting them on a healthy path. So we got to be flexible, open, non-dogmatic, but we need that. Here, I believe you. I believe you could map out in great detail, you could probably computer model it, the pattern of how it would go, and I bet you would be within a degree of accuracy that would astound many scientists. I'm being completely serious when I say that, because there is a very distinct pattern to what goes on here, and once you see it, it's like you can't stop seeing it after that. Absolutely. All right, I'm gonna get out of here, and I'll be back later. Oh, shame. Yeah, I was a lost kid. They didn't. I don't know if you heard. I told my story on earlier streams, but I homeschooled myself in the 7th grade. I just flat out stopped going to school. I would wait for all my siblings and my parents to leave for the day. I would hide behind a bush. I would leave house with my backpack like I was going to school, and I would walk around the back and hide behind a bush and wait for everybody to leave, and then I would go back inside and I would spend all day reading books, watching PBS. They had all this educational programming. I would do art projects. I would do educational projects, and I was learning more by playing hooky and staying home than anything I was being taught in that school. And so I took myself out of the school system on my own at 12 years old. And they ended up putting me in a residential school for the gifted, and it made all the difference. But without that, I would have been one of those lost kids that the system failed, that had to like figure out on his own without any guidance. And I pretty much, half of me still is that. So I'm very fortunate. People talk about I'm gifted. I just learn well. Like I pay attention. I remember. I have natural curiosity. That doesn't feel like anything special to me. What my gift is the people that showed up in my life just when I needed them most. Like the amount of mentors and people that have just been, I don't know where they came from. They were like angels that just showed up at the right. That's what feels truly like a gift. Like something just handed to you out of nowhere that you didn't earn or deserve is the people that have shown up in my life and the quality of the people that I had. And so making sure that other people can have that. And for me, I have a particular interest in the male side of things, young men and boys. I think that we need people doing that for women as well, for all the genders if that's needed. Yeah, I didn't pay attention to. I just knew I could not sit and I was getting bullied and harassed by the kids. I was bored to the point of emotional breakdown, sitting in those classrooms, learning the same thing that I remember learning from 3 years ago in elementary school. It was like prisoner torture. It was that painful mentally. So it wasn't even, and there was all this exciting stuff I could do at home. If I stayed home, I had access to all this. So it wasn't even a choice to me. It was like, do you want the cherry covered chocolate caramel banana split milkshake, or do you want this piece of doo doo here? Like it wasn't even an option. There was no way I would not have. I could not have kept myself off of taking the path I did if I tried. Yeah. And again, it's locus of control. It's like, okay, I'm 12 years old. I'm in this situation. The adults around me don't seem to be able to help. I reached out to the few that were there. The guidance counselor was, she made the difference, but she was the key to everything. She was the one that put us in touch with the gifted specialist. She was the one that identified what the problem is. She was like the light through all of it. And then there were a few teachers that saw what was going on. So there were a few adults there that make a difference. But on the whole, the system, the adults. One of the kids that was bullying me was the son of the school secretary. Like nothing was going to happen to these people. They were all the kids of the established people at the established families in the town. And so I knew if there was going to be a change in my situation, it had to come from me. Like, okay, I need to figure out what to do here because this situation cannot continue as it is. And there were very few adults around that seemed to be able to help me with it. So I'm going to have to take control of the situation and figure out a solution. And that was my solution. For me, it was the children would do like the harassing. And the teachers would do like the silent letting it happen. Their passivity was what, and the teachers probably disliked me less than the kid. Like the teachers in public school, most of them really did not like me. I challenged them. I knew it. I knew when they didn't know what they were talking about. I asked questions that they were prepared to have to answer in front of the class. So I was a challenge, or like to a lot of my teachers. So they were not motivated to help me in any kind of way. All right. I was going to wrap up, but we're going to say hi real quick to one of our regulars, Mr. Mike Cerrone. What's up?
I wore some nice colors for you, man. Come on, this is...
That's the shirt. Yes. I don't care what your haters say.
This is an Adidas shirt, but the other one's...
it's a different one. I still say the pink looks really good on you.
Yeah. Anybody with
It
dark
does.
features, because
Yeah,
a lot of
don't
Italians,
stop.
they wear
Don't let
pink.
the haters win.
A real man wears pink. But
Yes, I think.
I just kind of heard you talk, and you're right. And the thing is that bullying is real, and bullying, can either make someone stronger or they can really demolish them. And you're right. Now, when I went to school, there was always bullies, and but you tried to stay away from them if you could. But
Yeah,
they'll
that's
follow you.
yes.
very much
That's
like
pretty
you.
much what my strategy ended up being.
But sometimes you can't avoid them because they follow you. Just kind of like the
You
situation.
stand up to them. That's when they stopped. When I stood up to the day I stood up to them, some of them I actually became friends with that day, and they started protecting me from the other bullies and saying, "Nah, man, he's cool. Leave him alone." And all the bullying stopped. When I figured out the right bully to stand up to and gain the respect of, that's all it took.
Yeah, and it's the way you look, or it's your size, or anything like that, And I got light bullying in junior high, and then when I hit high school, in high school I'm like over 6'1", 200 pounds, I'm like bigger than almost all these other kids, so they kind of like left you alone because you had a growth spurt, But bullies, bullying, from what I've learned, and you work in mental health, usually 99% of the time, I think it's only my opinion that bullies were bullied. It's a
bullies
cycle.
what?
The bullies were bullied. There are cases where bullies were never bullied, but
Well, they're both. I've been both. I've bullied and been bullied, so I'm not in. I know the full range of that dynamic.
Yeah.
But yeah, it could be that that's what they were taught, and I think some of it's probably evolutionary too.
Yeah.
The instinct like some kind of primate social dynamics.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I just wish people would get along better. You don't have to like somebody, but you don't have to follow them around and harass them. You could just simply say, you know what, I just don't want to talk to that person.
You saying you being bullied even to this day?
No, well, no. I'm talking about on the online stuff. No one bullies me.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking. I mean, you kind of are being bullied a little bit.
No one bullies.
All right, I'm gonna bring Busker on, but I am also trying to wrap up, so I just want to do
How's it going, guys?
quick check-ins and say hi and stuff. And I'm gonna be on in a few more hours. So. What's up, Busker?
Just saw you were on, and just figured I'd say hi.
Oh well, welcome. What
you
you got going today? Is your nephew coming over?
He did come over, but he didn't stay long. He just helped me set up this PlayStation 5, which is you can't search on the internet on the thing. It's so stupid. Like the PlayStation 4 and the PlayStation 3, you could search on the internet. With the 5, you can't.
Oh.
Yeah, I remember getting a PS2, and we didn't know that you could play movies. You could play movies on it because it's got the DVD. You could play. I was like, this is so cool. It was like a DVD player as well. It was like, yeah.
They don't do that anymore?
It gave me a cyber boner.
No, I think it was the first game system that you could use it to watch movies on. The first. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
It was cool. You didn't need a DVD player. You had your PS2. But it was cool, man. I remember buying it, and the kids were just going through the roof. When we got it because it was the new hot thing. I got a PS2. They're telling their friends and stuff. So, but it was cool, man.
It definitely beat the shit out of PS1, and the PS3 beat the shit out of PS2, and so on.
Yeah.
All the way up the ladder.
Yeah. You remember Dreamcast? The Sega Dreamcast?
I didn't. I had the Sega Genesis, but not the Dreamcast.
Yeah.
Those Dreamcast names sound familiar. I don't think I could identify one out of a lineup if I had to.
It was Sega. It was Sega, but it was all discs. It wasn't the plug-in cartridge anymore. It was all discs now.
So that was more advanced. I didn't even know that was out there.
Yeah.
I guess
it came out. The Dreamcast came out the same time the PS2 came out. They were like the rivals, the Sega, Sony rivals.
Exactly, right. Yeah, so like they got wiped out by fucking Sony
Yeah. I tell you, man, Sony's got the market on the PS systems, man. They got the market on that stuff, man.
Oh yeah.
They really do. I don't know I don't have one. My son has one. My son has a PS4, whatever it is. Because I don't play games anymore, but I don't know a friend of mine that doesn't have one. Like everyone I know has one, and that's just people I know. So yeah. Neo Geo, yeah, Neo Geo. Do you remember Neo Geo? Yeah, Neo Geo. They had Neo Geo arcade machines, and you could pick from like 60 different games in the arcade. But Neo Geo was a home system as well. It was, yeah. Nostalgia, man.
Yeah,
Thinking
dude.
back,
Like back in the days, man. Like
yeah.
also the Nintendo, the first Nintendo I played on. I didn't mess around with the Nintendo other ones. But,
Yeah, it just brings back memories. The video games, and just going outside and touching grass, and playing with your friends, and not having internet. You had to actually go to the person's house and talk to them.
Yeah, dude. Imagine. I can't imagine if like life was still like that. What would it be like? That would be fucking insane.
There'd be a lot more interaction. There'd be a lot more. I think a lot more compassion, because in other words, you're building a relationship, not just a fictitious one across the keyboard.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. Well, que sera, sera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always say this, and it's true. It's always true. I think that people that say stuff to you online would never say it to your face. They would they would never do it, because they feel emboldened by, he's never going to see me. But when you had to see someone in person, you had to work your differences out in person, whether it's a scrap or it's a conversation or whatever. So we've lost that. We've lost that human connection. Does that make sense?
It also screwed with fucking relationships, and
yeah.
And it's never good to be drinking when you're really not feeling good about your relationship and you're on the internet. That's not a good thing to do.
And the whole catfish, phenomena, where people would talk to someone online, they have fake pictures, and they finally go to meet, and someone completely different.
That's so stupid. Man, that was like an age-old thing. Like they were warning about that on the news all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. You show up and it's like, supposed to be like some blonde model. You show up, it's like some 300-pound girl. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with that. But what I'm trying to say is that if she would have presented herself as that person, and that person said, yeah, I'm down. Hey, go for it. Go for it. So.
Yeah, I mean, like, I got lucky with the internet. At first, of course, relationships go downhill, but I got lucky with my second real girlfriend online when it was only WBS chat, where you could put on your picture and you chat with people. That was like fucking, for everybody at the time. It was very I don't know. It was what's the word?
Yeah, like I said, online dating is risky. You're taking a chance. You're rolling the dice. You never really know. And so it's just one of those things.
Yeah, man. Like the dating services online, I think that's just a bunch of horse shit. I mean, people have gotten lucky with it, but I wouldn't want to do that. I'd want to be able to at least chat with them online first, and then see what they look like and all this and that. You don't want the.
It's just the starting point. You can work up till that.
That's right. That's right.
And there are people that are socially awkward, that aren't outgoing. That are more reserved.
Oh, it was wonderful for me as a gay person. I didn't like gay bars were really hard for me to meet people in. They were loud. People were there to dance. It was not a conversation space. Yeah. And so once the dating, like all the dating thing, then you could actually talk and get to know people, and you could read their information and find out more about it. You didn't get any of that from just seeing them across the room at a bar.
Yeah, I never had luck with bars, man. Fuck that, dude. And like now, the girls were all drunk, so like, what was the point?
I had a girlfriend that I did meet, and I dated her for almost 6 years at a dance club, like a club, and there was music playing, but it had levels. So there was levels where you could actually sit down and talk. It wasn't just
like a chill out area or cool.
Yeah. So if you dance with somebody and you're feeling something, this is in my 20s. And you want to go talk, and you go upstairs and you go off to the side, and there's like all these benches, and you could just sit there and talk. The music is still playing, but it's not like boom, boom, in your ear where you can't actually conversate. You look over and people are making out.
You have to go sit in the car and talk.
Yeah, but yeah, that loud sounding music trying to know somebody, it's almost disorienting. Like you get disoriented. You know, you're trying
Yeah,
to like
bars were gay bars. At least they were not there to meet people. They were there to see and be seen and to
yeah.
dance. But it wasn't. You think it's a place where you go and you connect with all these people, but there
Well,
wasn't a lot of conversation happening.
I have a feeling a lot of hookups happened after the gay bar night. You know.
They did. People would hang out in the parking lot after it closed.
Yeah,
Mm.
they do it out in public, and but
Hey,
everybody
Leggy.
does that, man.
Yeah, they started doing that. People would and like there was a club called the Abyss at the oceanfront, and yeah, people would hang in the parking lot and be kissing and stuff. And then back then it was okay, it wasn't too crazy. But like now, like when the clubs break out, like at the oceanfront, cops are sitting right outside, like to disperse people. They don't want them hanging around, stumbling around and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
I don't miss the club scene at all. At all.
I
I
don't
don't miss it
either.
at all.
I didn't
Nah.
even like it that much then. It wasn't my scene.
You know what I love, Jeff? I loved going out with 4 or 5 friends, just going out on a Saturday and just having fun. But it wasn't like, life, but it was a ritual. It was either Friday or Saturday. We'd go out and we just like, it was never just me by myself. It was like 4 or 5 of us, like a crew. And it was a good time. It was just a good time.
I miss that shit too, man. Holy crap.
Oh, Leggy, I'm wrapping up. Actually, I have some errands to do, and then I'm going to come back in a few hours and restart it. We were just kind of. But if you want to come up and say hi, you could. Here.
Come say hi.
No, I had unpinned it because I was trying to wrap up, but people keep showing up, and I can't say no.
You see, people love
Caught you
you,
on the back
man.
end. Yeah, I'll definitely come back up later though when you restart again. I'm home now. I got home about.
I didn't even eat. I started this with. I forgot to even eat breakfast when I started
Yeah.
this, and now it's 1:30 in the afternoon.
Yeah, I didn't eat breakfast either, man. I just had a bunch of coffee and just went out.
Yeah,
So that
that's
was
how
it.
my
Yeah.
brain is ready to do the thing.
Yeah, man.
It
if
doesn't
you
want to do all
get-
that like
get some-
mundane shit.
Get some food and you get your brain back
Yeah.
a little bit.
I like the I don't know if you guys had them. I like the Nature's Own granola bars. Those the oat and honey granola bars. You eat one of those and you're good for a few hours.
Yeah.
And they're good with coffee.
Drinking a lot of Ensure these days,
Mm.
which isn't really that great because it has soy and whey and God knows what else in it.
Yeah. You need it for the protein and minerals.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
vitamins and this and that. Because I can't eat way too much because my bowels don't work right. So
Mm.
that's the way it goes.
You gotta find that balance to where you can eat just enough to not be hungry and not feel sick.
I gotta be careful though because if Just Frank's on here, he'll fucking talk all kinds of shit.
Oh, don't worry about that, man.
So will a lot of other people.
When was the last time you saw him, Jeff? Just Frank. When was the last time you saw him?
I'm not sure.
The last
Hey,
Thursday
Leggy.
from never.
What's up?
Well, of course, I show up when you're getting ready to end the shit.
I know.
What the hell?
I mean, I guess. I'll tell you what I'll do. Y'all keep talking. I'm gonna go
Excuse me.
start me some breakfast and do that, and I'll hang out while I eat breakfast. So I'll keep it going
Yeah,
a little
man.
while longer.
Okay.
We'll keep it under control. We're not gonna spurg out nothing.
I don't know how intentional y'all
You-
can be about that.
You can trust me, dude. I promise you, I will not spurg out about anything.
Well,
You know-
the thing about spurging out is we're not always in control of it, or we're not always.
No, I am in control of that. I mean,
We'll see.
I can be. I mean, just like it's the thing is that keeps me under control is the fact that I had my benzodiazepine about 2 hours ago, so I'm feeling
Oh,
fine.
okay. So you're chilled out.
Yeah, I'm feeling
Chilling like a motherfucker, huh?
and smoking some herb. I feel good.
Well, I'm gonna go get some food in me, and then
yeah, eat some
we
food,
can
man.
keep
Don't
it
rush
going
it.
for a
Don't
little
rush it, man. Don't rush it. You're good.
all right.
You,
I'll be back.
You know where Fleet Street is, my man?
Oh yeah, dude. Fucking. I see that. Well, I don't go into the city much anymore, but I'd always see the street as I was going into the city for whichever region of the city I was going into. I'd see it.
Yes, sir.
But Fleet Street, Baltimore Street, that's a fucking trip. Have you seen that?
Not for a long time.
Baltimore Street is a bunch of prostitution, strip clubs, and in fact, my neighbor, old neighbor, lived on the other side of the duplex. She fucking was stripping down at the Red Room.
Well, dude, I can remember being a kid and shit, and my dad hadn't lived down there for a long fucking time. He goes, "We're gonna stop in the city." He goes, "We're gonna make a detour." He goes, "I gotta get me some smoke, right?" So he goes. I can remember it clear as day. He goes in this fucking shop and all this. Comes out with a fucking bag of pot. I'm like, the fucking dude. It's the same dude's been there for fucking years and years and years and years. Right? And Dad walked in just off the off chance the guy was there.
So the guy just had some herb, and yeah, man, like you can get
That's
lucky.
what he did. It's what the dude did. He sold it in the back in the back room.
Okay, so it was a
Okay. It
known
was a
thing.
cigarette shop's what it was, like a smoke shop, like a tobacco alcohol shop, whatever, liquor store type deal.
Yeah,
Fucking, it's been there for fucking ever. I can remember because like the Inner Harbor and all that shit. South Baltimore is like literally like South Baltimore. I looked at where like quote unquote South Baltimore fucking began, and like, I remember my cousins lived in an apartment complex across the fucking road. Big 8-story building. And they were playing with fire, and then they were responsible for that whole building burning down. I remember being a kid sitting in the window watching that building burn down. Big
shit.
brick building.
Did you ever go to Fells Point?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, dude. I used to play music down there since from 2004 until 2018.
Dude, I used to go to Inner Harbor all the time when I was a kid. Fucking, used to catch a water taxi right across the fucking way and go right up into the harbor up there. So,
Yeah, yeah, you got that. The crabs don't taste as good as they used to.
oh yeah, I still think it's the best crab though. At
Well,
least on the East Coast.
as of the past like 5 years, 6 years, they haven't been so great.
Yeah.
Yeah, like especially recently, the crabs have been nasty.
Why is that? Do you think a lot more pollution in the water, or what? Or what they're eating?
I don't know, man. They're bottom feeders. God knows
They
what.
are scavengers.
Yeah.
Like right now, man, the lobster traps are so fucking empty, man. Like it's all you're catching's crab. Because really, if your traps fill up with a lot of crab, you're not gonna get lobsters coming into the traps. So like,
Yeah, they don't like each other.
we're hauling shit back for 2 and 3 nights, and there's absolutely positively no bait other than the pig hide, and there's very little of that coming back. You know what I mean? Like it's eating it fucking all. So, and said they're full of fucking crab and the shedder crab as it is. So you're only keeping maybe a handful out of the crab, and they're just a bycatch anyways. There's no real market for them. Whatever you can peddle off on the side, to the people that do pick.
Jeff, sorry to interrupt. Jeff, did you have you? I heard from all the Cajuns
What?
that boiled crab was the way to go. They didn't have steamed crabs, or you guys didn't.
What type of crab?
Boiled a
We
crab.
did boil. Like you boil them just like you boil crawfish.
Yeah, exactly. Like in Maryland, they're steamed.
Oh,
Well, yeah,
no,
you
we
steam them,
boil.
so steam them with some fucking obey on top of them.
Oh
Fucking.
yeah, yeah. Oh my God, they used to be so good. I would die for a good crab.
What's a bushel of them run now?
Oh God, man, they're off the charts, dude. Like a crab cake itself, like even a fake crab cake, mostly fake, is about like $40 for.
Hey Jeff, I'll catch you on the next one where I'm going to jump down. Guys, I'll see you later.
Okay.
Peace out,
Take care,
Mike.
Mike. Good to
I'll see you
you.
later on.
Take care, man. Yeah, like the prices have skyrocketed on everything.
Well, like I tried to get, cause my aunt lives down there, and I tried to get her to send me send me some, and I was like, I'll trade you some lobster, and she goes, I don't like lobster, and she goes, it
Yeah.
ain't worth it. I go, how the fuck ain't it worth it?
Say,
Oh man,
Jeff, how do you like the crawfish down in Louisiana?
Who me? Yeah, yeah, I like crawfish.
Yeah, it's good stuff, man. The only time I had real crawfish was down when I was down in 2005 in Louisiana. In Maryland, that's like not a thing at all, unless Popeyes decides to have fried
It
crawfish.
won't be. It'll be the frozen Chinese crawfish.
Exactly, exactly. And that's all you can get a hold of. You can order crawfish, but
The
it's
people that are eating that are not even eating crawfish. Like I don't even. They don't
oh
even know real crawfish. Oh, they don't have
um,
Do you know?
anything to
Do you
compare
know
it to.
where the Edgar Allan Poe house is?
In New Orleans?
No,
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 it's
no. I'm talking about
Baltimore.
no,
Oh, in
Baltimore.
Baltimore.
I've been by it like when I was a kid. Yeah.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, up by it and or in the basement of it, there used to be a candlepin bowling alley.
A what?
Is that a candlepin bowling, like the small ball, the candlepin
Oh
bowl?
yeah, yeah, okay.
They used it was like an old fucking school. It was like 100 fucking over 100 years old. Like, cause I can remember going there with my fucking dad and shit, and he went there when he was a kid and all that, cause he was born and raised there. So
Wow, man. Yeah. So like your dad was raised in Baltimore then.
yeah, oh yeah, he grew up there. He was born in '59, so he grew up there in the '60s and the '70s and shit.
Wow, that's
Like
crazy.
he remembers when the black what is it, the Black Gorilla family or whatever, when they
Black
fucking
Panther, the Black Panthers.
no,
The
no, no,
black,
there's a no, there's a gorilla too. There's like in Maryland, isn't there? Like
the black gorilla family.
Oh shit.
or
Was
something
this at
like
the
that.
zoo?
No, it's like a gang or something like that. Either way, he can remember
Oh,
when they
oh,
all
gorilla, like guerrilla warfare. Okay.
like they all like they all moved the fuck. He remembers all that shit when it fucking happened. He remembers there was a riot and shit. He remembers that. He remembers when the Key Bridge went up.
Oh, wait a minute. The key bridge just went out, didn't it?
Yeah, I know. He goes. Dad goes. Well, he goes. I never thought in my lifetime I'd see that bridge fall.
Yeah, dude. Like I was like, wow, that puts me on the map. I mean, shit.
That
Fucking,
ship's still there in the harbor, ain't it? It's
I
not
don't
like
know.
stuck under the bridge, but they got it into a pier or something like that, don't they?
I think they got a lot of cleaning up to do. I'm sure it's gonna take them probably a year to get the wreckage all out. I mean, it's
Well, I think they said altogether it's gonna be like 30. Once they get it cleaned up, it's gonna be like a 3 to 5 year project.
yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, dude. Whoever fucking ran into the bridge was kind of a dumbass.
You know, so they're gonna because of that one incident, they'll re-engineer the whole fucking bridge instead of just rebuilding the same bridge that was there. I mean, really, what the fuck was wrong with it? Other than the ship was a fucking retard and hit it, you know? If it wasn't for that fact, that bridge wasn't coming down anytime soon.
Oh shit. Yeah, I think yeah, you're right. I think they're gonna completely re-engineer it and make it look completely different. They're not gonna replicate it. Replications, if they try to do it, are just like subpar at
Tell you
best.
the truth, I wouldn't be surprised if they tried to do a fucking tunnel across there.
I wouldn't be either, man. Like they're trying to do tunnels everywhere.
Dude, that used to blow my mind when I was a kid and we used to go to Ocean City and shit, and then you'd go through the fucking tunnels and all that. That
Yeah,
fucking used,
man.
that used to
Ocean
blow my
City,
fucking.
Ocean City, Maryland.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, dude. I remember that. I was a kid. I had a lot of fun there, man. I used to love the waves to bash into me. I was so little and I loved it, man. And I remember how good I felt and how I felt like resting, not sleeping, just resting on the person who invited my parents' bed. And it was just like I can remember that feeling, and that feeling is long, long gone.
You know that big hammerhead shack that's on that boardwalk down there?
Oh, is there? They
There
got
used to be. I don't know if there still is. I don't know how old you are. I'm
is it like a
36. So.
serial hammerhead or some shit?
Yeah, there used to be a hammerhead in a case up there. And my,
A case.
yeah, it was like in a display case because this fucking hammerhead.
Oh, okay. So it was like at one of the the Baltimore aquarium.
No, it wasn't at the aquarium. It was at fucking one of them piers down there in Ocean City.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah,
I never saw that.
yeah. It used. I can't fucking remember the story behind it, but someone in my family had something to do with that fucking shark being caught. So, And
Well,
when they cut it open, I believe they found a fucking arm.
they found a what?
An arm.
An arm?
Yeah.
Was it? Well, was it a bones or was it?
I can't remember because there was a tap down there in like the 70s or something like that.
Hey, yeah. Speaking of 70s,
I can't
and
really remember the whole story, so I probably shouldn't open my mouth because I'm probably saying it wrong. I've only heard it a couple times from my dad, and that's when we lived down there. So,
my dad used to work for the Baltimore Crime Lab back when in the 70s into the early 80s.
oh yeah,
And man, he said that when they pulled bodies out of the bay, there were crabs clinging to the damn
oh yeah.
body because the bottom feeders love that, especially if they're the stones they like a like mafia thing, like
There's a
sink.
good chance that you fucking if he was in that back then, there's a good chance he worked my fucking grandfather's case.
What's that? I'm sorry.
I said if that's what your dad did or grandfather, whoever it was you said did it,
No, my
good
dad. Yeah, my
good
dad.
chance that he probably worked my grandfather's case because my grandfather had an axe put in his fucking head.
Oh no way! In the
Yeah.
70s and or
Uh, my
80s.
dad was 16, I believe 15 or 16 when it happened, and he was born in 59. So whatever you add 15, 16 to 59.
Well,
So what is it?
I can ask him.
75, about 74, 75, I think.
That sounds like something he would remember. I'm sure because that
Because he apparently, because I can remember when we moved to Baltimore when I was a kid, uh, we were there maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and we got a knock at my grandma because we were staying with my grandma, and they got a knock at the door. The dude was on his deathbed and all that, had cancer and all that shit, and he wrote fucking out a confession and all that, admitting to killing my grandfather and shit.
oh
Of course,
damn
my dad and grandmother and them, they didn't give two shits because he was an abusive alcoholic, I guess. But
shit.
my dad, until I looked it up, did not have a clue where he was buried. Did not have a clue where his real father was buried. Not a fucking clue. Like I had to look it up and find out like the plot in the cemetery and all that shit. He didn't have a
What
fucking clue.
was it? Mark, excuse me. Was it marked with his excuse me, can of alcohol? Was it marked with his name?
Huh?
Was it marked? His grave marked with his name?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. His grave's marked. Yeah.
Wow. So like after all that time and nobody cared or
No,
knew.
no. I mean, my grandmother knew, but my dad didn't give two shits.
Yeah, at least yeah, your grandma knew then. Okay, yeah, that makes
Yeah,
sense.
yeah. My dad's the oldest boy and shit. So like when he would come in, and my grandfather, I guess, would start wailing on my grandmother and shit. My dad would stand up and he would fucking either take the beating or however the fuck it would work. He would. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I gotta say, my mom was like that to my dad. Isn't that weird? Well, I mean, because my dad introduced her to beer and alcohol in general, and she just was a really angry drunk, just like
I can remember we were
my
living we were
father.
living on Fleet Street there, and my uncle and my grandmother lived because we wind up getting a place right like literally right across from my grandmother because we had like how some of them like apart them buildings they have like a little walkway with like a back like fenced in like like brick area. You know what I'm talking about? Like a little courtyard in between two buildings,
Yeah, that sounds
and then
familiar about Baltimore. Exactly. Yeah.
and anyways, my uncle thought he was walking into my grandmother's house, or he walked into the house, he's come
Shit.
upstairs, he was drunk. My mother didn't know who it was. She kicked him down the fucking stairs.
Oh no.
I mean, he was fine, but Jesus Christ, man, I can remember that too.
Man, you know what's weird is they say that if somebody is so anesthetized with alcohol, they somehow can live through like really bad accidents. Have you heard about that, Jeff?
Oh yeah, yeah,
Heard
I've
about
heard
what?
that.
Like when people are so anesthetized from alcohol that it's almost like anesthesia for a fucking surgery. Like,
I've used alcohol for
No, no,
like
no. What
after.
he's saying, so like, I it's there's a saying, at least up here, like if you're a normal person and you have like a severe car accident and shit, and you're not
yep.
fucked up, you're most likely you're gonna get really fucked up or you're gonna die. It seems like when you're really drunk, really fucking hammered, and you fuck up, and you have a really bad accident, and people are like, "How the fuck did you walk away from that?" Like, I that's kind of what you're getting at. Am I
Well,
right?
no, the car thing, I don't. I think that's probably not so much the case, but just the accidents of like falling down the steps and not feeling a damn thing the next day. And then like I think I've had that happen too. I mean, I've had a lot of alcoholic friends in my lifetime, and they took a lot of falls and they acted like normal the next day. And you think like when you watch them falling, you're just like, oh my god, he's gonna hurt tomorrow. But like it,
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. I get what you're saying.
but
Yeah.
it's also I guess the alcohol is still in their blood because they drank so much of it. But I don't know. There's a lot of factors. It's not like any real case study, but like you can kind of. I know that when I've fallen drunk, I've not. I thought I was gonna really hurt myself, but I didn't have any injury whatsoever. And not that I. Well, actually, it doesn't count because I've got MS, and a lot of my body I can't feel. And but I don't uh remember any real bad bruising or nothing. So, but I've fallen on my ass a whole lot. Um, but I gotta tell you the truth, guys. I am drinking right now because I haven't had a drink since after my birthday in July.
Oh, you said how bad that was for you.
Yeah, but you know what, man? Uh, it's been since July, and I feel like I held out long enough, and I didn't ache for it. I didn't think about it, but until I just thought, well, I've gone this long, and my foot's still broken. I just gotta be careful so I can practice being careful.
Well, yeah. See how it affects you.
Nah, I'll be good, man. It's just like, long as I only drink half of this pint of Smirnoff. You know what really is sick though, man? Like they put this in plastic bottles, and I can't imagine how much plastic it's leaching into the alcohol. The worst is like the real shit vodka when it comes in those like crinkly plastic bottles. That's
Oh, fucking
acid.
Orloff.
Yes, my dad used to smoke some kind of off. It was some sort of it was like just like the something off, right? It's like a shit take on Smirnoff, but he was drinking Rickoloff. Rickoloff, that was his thing. He would drink handles of that in a matter of days, but he could still get up and go to work. I don't understand how he did that for so long.
Because he was what you would say is a functional
Functioning out,
alcoholic.
yeah. And you know what? Now he can't really function. He can, but he's got to be careful because he can't. More often than not, my mom has to call an ambulance to get him off the floor. They still live together right around the corner in my neighborhood, and they have to pull him up off the floor. And the one time he fractured vertebrae, and now he's neurologically fucked up like I am, but in a different way because he fucked himself up with his spine. Mine is MS, and that's just the way that is. Yeah, dude. So, how you doing, man? Like, do you have any trials, tribulations with your health, bro?
No, I'm pretty fucking healthy. I probably should quit smoking, but other than that,
Yeah, man.
I'm pretty healthy. I mean, what I do for work, I mean, fuck, man, I'm constantly on the go, constantly moving. So
How many cigs do you go through? How many do you go through a pack a day, a half a pack?
Yeah, about a pack. Like I smoke like if I'm on the boat, I'll probably smoke about 25 cigarettes
Oh
a
yeah,
day
dude, being on a
because like I'll smoke a couple on the way out, then I'll smoke a couple on the way in, and then I smoke a cigarette or try to smoke a cigarette every trawl because then that's a way I can keep track of how many we've hauled. You
yeah,
know. So
yeah.
like if I've smoked 10 cigarettes, I know we've hauled at least 10 trolls. So
Wow, man. Like, yeah, I was smoking. Well, back when I was in my 20s, early 30s, I was smoking 2 packs a day. That was back when it was relatively cheap. Now it's like what, 12.50 a pack for a
yeah,
month.
yeah, they're expensive. Like I said, I should definitely quit. But I fuck man, there's people that smoke way more than I fucking do. Like my captain, he smokes like 2.5 packs on the fucking boat.
Yeah, man,
Just
that's
on the boat. Like
two.
I'm like, what the fuck?
That's a lot. That's like my mom, and she's now got lung cancer. But like that could be the way it's heading for me. I've been smoking since I was 11, but I didn't inhale till I was about 14. I just smoked it like it was like a cigar when I was a
Yeah,
little kid.
yeah, fucking. I remember I was like 12 years old and I tried to smoke a cigarette for the first time. And my mother caught me. She made me eat that fucking cigarette.
Oh no, dude! So you had to eat the filter, or was it on?
No, 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 no. She made me stop at the filter, but
Oh man, so you had to eat the paper and the tobacco and the ash that was already created.
yeah, all that.
Well, she didn't make you eat it when it was still lit, right?
No, 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 no.
Oh, fuck, that would be awful.
Tried to. She told me I had to eat the whole pack, and I was like, no.
No.
I was like, I learned my lesson, Mama. No more.
Yeah, that's
And then the only reason I started smoking again is because when I joined the Air Force, I wasn't old enough to drink, but I could go to the bar with people, so I was always the DD. So I'd go smoke and socialize with people, go outside, talk to the women that was outside, shit.
yeah,
That's what I did. Socialize. I smoked.
that's
So
right, man. That was the first social lubricant that I ever found was cigarettes. And maybe coffee, but that's maybe both was better. But then marijuana, cannabis, that is very good. Alcohol is great, but like it can turn into a bad scene, you know?
yeah, I did more drinking before I was 21 than fucking after I turned 21. Really?
Well, me too, man. Fucking, but like actually, I until I was about 26, 27, and I was drinking like hardcore from when I was a teen till I was about 27, 28. I don't know. Then you fucking figure what when you get older, you start to figure out what your limit can be because of your body. And if you can't figure that out, you're gonna get screwed. But oh, I'm drinking a little bit today, but it's been since July, late July, since I had it.
Hold on, give me like 2 seconds. I gotta
Zero
take.
not
I gotta
lost.
take a dab.
Zero
Really.
beagles. I don't want any of your beagles. Keep your dogs in Canada. I don't
Yeah,
want dogs. I
you,
appreciate the offer, though.
he's Canada, huh? Man, that's cool. Yeah, dude, I had a student slash internet girlfriend who was 10 years older than me. I was 29. Well, no, I was 29. She was 39. So, like, she lived in, what's the, Vancouver slash British Columbia. Like, she lived in a lot of places on the west coast of Canada. And she worked for Hollywood. She did props, key grip, all that kind of stuff. And yeah, man, I had her over. I taught her I taught her occasion accordion on fucking Skype. And then she wanted to visit me. I'm like, I don't think that's a good idea because she got all dolled up one time when we were doing our before. I mean, I saw she was dolled up, so I gave her the lesson, and she's like, "Well, I'm gonna come visit you so I can get a real lesson." I'm like, "Oh, I don't know if that's a good idea," because I knew what she was thinking. Because I don't like the idea. I mean, I fucking wrote a song about it when you're 4,000 miles away. And it's cold when she had nothing to say when she's 4,000 miles away. Yeah, man. That was kind of like long distance relationships are never good.
Yeah, they're difficult. I don't do them either.
Yeah, I mean, have you tried one?
Not really, not long term.
Yeah, I mean, like even short term can be kind of heart wrenching. I mean, usually for me, the short term was because it got all fucked up because of the fact that it was long distance. You know.
Leggy, you there? Probably stayed away. I think I'm
Yeah,
gonna
I am. I'm here.
okay.
I just was going to use the restroom.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I was just. I think I'm gonna end it and go take care of my stuff, and then
Yeah, you've
start
been
another one
going
later this evening.
almost 3 hours here. Yeah, you've been doing
I'll
that.
go. I'll go to 3. I'll go to 3 hours.
All right, that's cool.
It's
I'm
9 more
down with that.
minutes.
That's perfect. So is Mr. Steven showed himself
Who?
in your chat?
He don't come here. He's old news. Way old.
So like, yeah, I mean, like that's the way I should feel too. But he was just like, I don't know, man.
I just know how trolls work. I know how they try to get to your head, and I don't let them do
He
that. So
did.
then they go bother somebody else.
He did get under my skin because I thought we were friendly until I talked to Chalk Body Outline. What's his name? Whatever his name is. But I talked to him on his stream the same time, or later on after it was my birthday, and I fucking talked to that dude, and what we were doing, just talking about, just shooting the shit. But I was talked about Steve, and I talked about, well, the last time I was on his panel, he left me hanging and had to go answer a phone or some shit. But I had to watch a bunch of Talcott, and I just had to get off. I had to get gone, not get off, get gone.
So you
Fucking
just left this panel,
yeah. I was just like,
and
well,
it was just Talcott videos playing after that.
yeah. Well, after like it was playing, and I'm just like, well, I gotta get off of this. I do that.
Oh, that cracks me up.
And but like at the same time, it's crazy. Like
Jeff, I'm gonna switch uh browsers for StreamYard, so I'll be like right back in 0.2 seconds.
Okay.
cheers, brother.
Hang it out.
Yeah, and anyway, so um, he got real mad at me because on the same stream, I didn't know till the day later that he had a shit fit about it when I got on his panel, and he just like was real calm until he just like had a conniption.
There we go.
Mm-hmm.
Can you
Yeah.
hear me all right?
And then
Yeah, I can hear you. Like,
Bex was like on his team, of course, and of course I heard her talking shit about me. So fuck
what
all
was
that.
Beck saying?
She was agreeing with whatever. She was talking about the fact that I talked about whatever my problems were with MS. Was like, oh God, it's like it's like a little girl saying, "Oh, that's gross," kind of shit.
Oh.
I've had that kind of stuff on here in these panels. Like they don't want to hear about it because they don't want to fucking. Well, wait till they fucking figure it out because they'll have something like it eventually. eventually they'll have something like it.
So Jeff, I've never really asked you. I've just kind of popped up in your panel, but I've never. Hold on a second. Hold on. What?
Yeah, you're coming in kind of low.
Hold on a second. What?
Yeah, turn up, man.
Oh, your card. Hold on. Hold on. I gotta give the wife a debit card. Hold on.
Are you in the car? You out and about? I I love that the streaming is just a normal part of ordinary family life now.
He's going to get a Debbie cake.
The wife, the kids, the stream.
A Debbie cake? Is that what he said?
I do what?
He said he was going to get the wife a Debbie cake or something. Like, is he at the convenience store?
Oh no, I think he's in the car with his wife. They're doing something.
No. She's leaving to go, and I had her card
Oh,
in my
okay.
pocket.
Oh shit!
Oh,
yeah.
I thought y'all were shopping or something.
No. She's going shopping with a friend.
Yeah. I don't miss doing that.
Okay. So, anyways, what's your story, Jeff? What brought you to YouTube? What led you down this path of righteousness?
Of righteousness.
Yeah.
Speaking of righteousness. I started during COVID. I mostly I did Zooms first. Like Zoom was my thing first, and then probably toward the end of that year, me and a friend got together and decided to do a podcast, and so I did that for about a year or so with some friends, and then I got involved in some other projects, and I didn't come back to YouTube until like maybe a year ago, about a year and a half ago. I created a new channel, and I ended up in the Panelverse somehow. TML, Machine Lies, was my first Panelverse panel that I went on. But before that, it was PF Young. That was the channel that me and a lot of us in here met each other through. So this kind of spun off from hanging out in PF Young's stream and watching his show.
But sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, is that how you met Chris?
Yeah. Chris, Hank, some of the other people that you see, Anton, some of the other people that you see come on here, Steve. No, actually, did I meet Steve? No, I think I knew Steve before that.
King Stephen?
No, different Steve. Steve Jarrett Jordan that comes on here, talks about men's issues.
But you said you had
King Stephen is not part of my world at all.
But-
We're completely different parts of the Panelverse. We share an audience, but he and I have no connection.
So you said you had a mental behavior type background. Am I right? Am I wrong?
Yeah, I'm a peer counselor. I've been working in mental health.
So you went to school. So I take it you went to school and stuff.
No, here in Washington State, they have a state training that you go through and get your certification.
Okay.
Because it's based on your lived experience with mental, so that's not really something that can be taught. The clinical side can be taught, but the lived experience side has to be acquired.
I got you. So you're a peer support specialist. in other
Yes,
words,
yes,
right?
yes.
Yeah. Okay. So we have a friend. That's what she does. She's the same thing.
Oh, okay, cool.
She does that.
You'll have that in Maine.
Yeah. I mean, she went to school, but that's what she wind up doing though for a job is the peer
Yeah.
support shit.
Same here. I just kind of found myself. I didn't even know what it was or that it was even an option. So it was a way to work in mental health without going through 4 years of college to get a clinical certificate.
Hey Jeff, do you know what the current situation is with benzos and psychiatrists or psychologists or whatever?
I do not know. I don't deal with the medical side of it at all. Very rarely.
Yeah,
I don't take medication myself. And when I'm working with clients, medication is not something that I really address because they usually have providers or doctors to handle that end of it.
yeah, like other doctors, right?
Yeah, so I rarely even get into conversations about medication.
And psychiatric medication has to come from a psychologist, right?
It's simple. I don't know what the laws are now. I do know that like nurse practitioners or ANRPs might have some prescribing power now. So I think it doesn't just have to come from an MD or a psychiatrist.
Yeah, I'm thinking if somebody's withdrawing from something, they might have to give them something like it.
Because my when I did have a benzo prescription, I got it through my primary doctor. I didn't have to go through any kind of special mental health doctor to get it. It was just part of my primary care. He was able
Wow,
to
man.
assess me for anxiety or whatever and prescribe one. Actually, what he determined with me, it wasn't anxiety. I had a leaky adrenal gland that was like leaking out little bits of adrenaline here and there that was causing the anxiety because it wasn't triggered by any event. They would just happen randomly for no reason.
That would happen to me too, man. Like with, like, I guess the MS and probably drinking too much alcohol, and then the next day, it's like I getting these fucking. I knew it anyway. The entire abdominal wall spasming, right, like clenching, and you can't get rid of it. And the only way I could get rid of it was with more alcohol. Until I found benzo from a psychiatrist, and that became my thing. But like it still is. I'm still on the benzo. I only took the morning dose though because I knew I was going to drink tonight. I don't like mixing this shit.
Well,
Yeah.
you'll probably sleep well this afternoon
Yeah, see, that
or
shit
this
creeps
evening.
me out. Because I lost a good friend. He was doing benzos, he was drinking, and he drank some liquid methadone. And fucking
Oh,
Wow.
done.
I didn't even know they made it in liquid form.
He fucking had it. He used to mix. A lot of people around here used to take it and get it and mix it with like Kool-Aid and shit.
Man, yeah, I had a friend that died because of methadone. He had like too much methadone. And he died. It's like, wow, I didn't know that was possible.
Well, it's at the 3 hour mark, so I think this is a good place to end it, and I could
Yeah,
start it up
brother.
again in a few hours.
All right, peace
Busker,
out.
I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Be responsible. Don't get too crazy with it, and
Yeah, I'm gonna have to urinate eventually, so I have to cut off the booze.
oh, okay.
This is just like a hazard. So
Well, all right. Well, I'm out of here. Peace out. Thanks for having me out.
Okay, Leggy, have a good day. It was good talking to you too. We'll see you later.
yeah, man, good to meet you, dude. See ya.
Oh, I didn't know y'all. I thought y'all two knew each
Well,
other.
we met the other day, but
Oh,
When
okay.
was that?
I don't know, about 3, 4 days ago, maybe.
On this
We
panel?
Yeah.
Shit, I'm fucking. My brain's
well,
gone.
it's a chaotic space. You may not
All
remember
right. Peace
everything.
out, y'all.
Take care, Leggy. Take care, Busker. All right, now this time I am gonna sneak away while I can. Bye, everybody. I'll look for me later this evening and see you then. Thanks a lot. Rock on, or just rock, whatever direction you want, whatever purposes you want to put after. Take care. This Satan, Jesus Christ King.